A DC watchdog group has filed to have Donald Trump removed from the Colorado ballot. And this is just the beginning. It's state number 4. It's likely going to continue. It's already failed in some states. I don't think there's going to be a tremendous amount of success for this strategy, but it seems to be what they'll keep trying to do. So we'll see how that one plays out. In the meantime, we've got an announcement on Hunter Biden's indictment should be coming at the end of September. Like it matters. We'll see how that one plays out. It's kind of obvious that most of this is a foregone conclusion. We know they're going to keep bringing new charges and new attacks, new lawsuits against Donald Trump, and they're going to keep giving a slap on the wrist to Democrats. We've got new information. Denver is going to be paying out millions of dollars to far-left extremists who are rioting. Yep. And, of course, more J6ers are being criminally charged. We'll talk about that, too. And the big story tonight, of course, I'm sure everybody already checked it out. Tucker Carlson's interview with Larry Sinclair. I'm sure we have a lot to say about that, but I don't know. Tabloid stuff. So we'll just jump into it. Before we get started, my friends, head over to Timcast.com and click Timcast IRL X Miami to pick up your tickets to our live event in Miami, October 6th. 6 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. We've got Patrick Bet David, Donald Trump Jr., and Matt Gaetz, hosted by me and Luke Rudkowski. Of course, Ian will be joining us. You can get your tickets now. There's going to be a pre-show. There's going to be an after-show Q&A. The after-show will be for those in attendance only. And we've got a bunch of cool products to hand out. The event is sponsored by Public Square. So there's a bunch of really cool products from all of these companies that support American values, that are helping build this parallel economy. You're going to get access to that. So we hope to see you there. Pick up your tickets at timcast.com, but don't forget also to head over to timcast.com, click join us, become a member, because we're going to have a members only uncensored show coming up for you tonight at about 10 p.m. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be fun, not so family friendly as per usual. And you as members get to call in and talk to us and our guest. It's going to be a blast because smash that like button, subscribe to this channel, share the show right now if you really do like it. Joining us tonight to talk about this and so much more, as well as pancakes, is Terrence Williams.
Thank you for having me on, man.
Who are you? What do you do?
So, well, first of all, I'm a Trump supporter, and I stand with President Donald J. Trump. And this shit that's happening to him right now is disgraceful. But I'm a comedian, and I started making videos on social media back in 2016. I blew up on Facebook, and this was before Trump was even the nominee. I blew up on Facebook. I was I was addressing some of my friends who were talking about we should move back to Africa. And I said, oh, hell no. Oh, hell to the no. I ain't never been there, and I don't plan on going there. So I told them, hell no, I'm not moving to Africa. I love America. I said, y'all take y'all black asses over there. I'm staying right here in America with these white folks. I'm sorry. I love my freedom over here. And that video went super viral, and I was eating fried chicken in the video. No, it wasn't set up because I was on my lunch break. It was a live video. It was my first video, and I was finishing my lunch before I went back to work, and I had some fried chicken with some macaroni and cheese on the side with some mashed potatoes with some country gravy. My God, I remember that day. But people were so pissed off. Why is this black man eating chicken? Oh, Terrence, this is stereotypical for black men to be doing this. These white folks is laughing at us. I'm like, shut the hell up. White people eat more chicken than black people. Hell, Tim,
I had fried chicken today.
Tim got a bunch of chicken. Man, you got all the chickens here. I'm moving in with Tim. Tim got all the chickens. But that video went super viral. But and I said the video it had a lot of sarcasm in it, and people were offended. But the video was about me loving this country and not wanting to leave, and I didn't understand why people wanted to leave America when I saw millions of people moving here. So I just went super viral, and then people asked me, well, who are you going to vote for in 2016? And I said, this is before Trump was even a nominee. I said, Donald J. Trump. And I get all these comments. Oh, your 15 minutes of fame is up. Oh, it's over with. Oh, you just started. Oh, you just ended your career before it even started. And then I just doubled down, and people were like, Terrence, you kicked out the black community. And from there, I got pissed off, and I just started making videos every day. What the hell you mean I'm kicked out the black community? And just going at it and standing up for the things that I believe in. And I just didn't understand, and then I started doing stand-up comedy. And now I'm a pancake man. I got a pancake company called Cousin Teas that I created after.
They're good.
Yeah, they're really good.
Yeah,
really good. Gourmet. I created this after they counseled our sweet dear Aunt Jemima. They took her off the shelf. They took away Uncle Ben. And what confused me was this. People say black people need more representation. and then they go and take black faces off of food products. So that didn't make any sense to me. And I love pancakes. I was like, man, I'm not eating that bull crap that they have put out. They removed her face. That was my favorite brand. So I created Cousin T's, and now I'm in about 38 grocery stores.
Wow.
Nice.
In Florida. I'm in the Sedano's supermarket. So and this brand, I came out with Cousin T's back in 2021 of October. So it's been pretty tough getting into the grocery stores, but Sedano's supermarket gave me an opportunity. A lot of stores don't want to carry me because they Google me and they see me in a MAGA hat. They see me talking crap, offending people and making jokes, and they just don't want it because they don't want to get canceled, you know? So, but it's been a blessing, and these pancakes are so damn good.
We definitely got to talk about this because we got a story. Bill Gates is buying a bunch of Bud Light stock, so we'll talk about the parallel economy and what you're doing. And just one last thought, man, that pulling Aunt Jemima was really offensive to me. But we'll get into all of that. I tried some of your pancakes earlier. They're really good, really good. So thanks for joining us. Should be a lot of fun.
Thank you.
We got Brett Dasovic hanging out.
What's going on? I am not moving to Africa either. So I'm staying here. Yes, my name is Brett Dasovic. I am the host of Pop Culture Crisis, Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on YouTube.
Right on.
Hi, everyone. Ian Crossan here. Happy to be here. IanCrossan.net. I think the website's down, so just follow me on X. But let's get started.
You having a Matrix attack, Ian?
Maybe, yeah. I'm not sure what happened.
What's up, guys? I'm filling in for Serge again, pressing the buttons over here. My name is Kellen. I'm ready to go when you are, Tim.
Let's jump into this first story. They're coming for Trump. DC watchdog group brings suit on behalf of Colorado voters to remove Trump from 2024 ballot using the 14th Amendment. That's the gist of the story. Here we go again. I don't know if it's the Citizens for Responsibility and Ethics in Washington crew claims that Trump has disqualified himself for violating Section 3 of the 14th Amendment. We knew that they were trial ballooning this when they went after a bunch of politicians over January 6th. One guy, Coy Griffin out of New Mexico, I think it was, actually got removed over it. I don't know if they succeed, but I do know they're not going to stop trying to get him removed, and they need to remove him from only one state, and it doesn't even need to be, all it has to be is, I don't know how many states are not winner take all. There's a few, like Nebraska's kind of weird, but if they remove him from any one state, particularly a swing state, that's it. He's going to have a very hard time winning. Especially, he needs to win 3. He doesn't need that many votes. It was 42,000 votes he lost by in 2020, but this is their strategy. They can't win. Right now, we are seeing them go after all of these January 6ers, many of whom were nonviolent. They're trying to generate as much anti-Trump sentiment. We've got news stories about potential mask mandates coming back. They are pulling out all the stops, and it is not even 2024. Charlie Kirk tweeting earlier that new criminal charges may be about to drop from Jack Smith pertaining to Donald Trump and his actions pertaining to voter machines. You've got a warning already from Jack Smith that Trump's statements are tampering with the jury pool, and it's 2023. We got a whole year in front of us, and the shenanigans have only just begun.
I got to say, though, I just don't, I'm kind of resigned to accept that Trump's not going to be president, and it doesn't matter anyway, because the president ain't going to fix this. It's going to be the private sector. The president can stand by and say no, but cannot make anything happen. The public is going to make a change. If we're really going to have some sort of psychological revolution in this country, it's not going to happen from the top. But the top will be involved. But I don't think placing faith in the next guy to win the race is like the way that we're going to save our nation, and it never really was.
I partially agree with what you're saying. It is a cultural shift that needs to happen, and that is happening with the parallel economy that's being built, with Public Square, as successful as they've been with, as we've already mentioned, Bud Light, Target, we mention them every single day. And now Cousin T's Pancake Mix challenging these woke corporations. The parallel economy is the cultural shift we need to win. But in the short term, the long-term thing is going to be winning the culture war. The short-term thing is, we're probably going to need to criminally charge criminals and have some accountability. The idea that, I'll put it this way, Trump winning is a key is a strategic position in winning this ongoing cultural cold civil war, whatever you want to call it.
It would be great for a lot of people, but the metaphor I'm feeling is like you're going to a horse race and Trump's your horse, for instance, and you're like, that guy, he's going to win. I got everything. We need this horse to win, but like They own the arena where the horse is running. They set all the rules in real time. They can have new runners come onto the race at any moment. They can actually tell your horse to stop running and go sit down during the race. So how do you expect that horse to win?
Well, first of all, I want to get something out the way. January 6th, I was in Washington, D.C. I was there at the rally. Now, I did not go to the Capitol, so FBI don't come knocking on my damn door. I did not go to the Capitol, but I was there, and Trump had nothing to do with people busting out windows or whatever was going on at that Capitol. He did not tell people to riot. Trump is all about peace. He's all about peace, and I was there. So them going after him for January 6th is just straight up bogus. So I just want to get that out the way because I was there. Now, you are right. So we do need really listen. Will things change? Probably not. But we still need Trump in office. We need him in office. And yes, the Democrats and the damn deep state is running this and running that. But we can't just sit back and say, well, if Trump win, it doesn't really matter. Like, that's not the attitude to have.
Well, what are you hoping? What are you hoping for with a Trump victory? Like, if Trump wins, what do you see that?
Well, first of all, I want Trump to continue to do what he was doing. You know, he was making this country great again. He had a lot of stuff in store for America, but also I want Trump, which a lot of people don't want him to do. Oh, Trump, you shouldn't go after them. You shouldn't. That whole retribution thing is not good. Trump should go after these criminals too. He should go after these people who are causing all of this chaos in America. That's what he needs to do. And if he doesn't win, who's going to go after them?
Vivek.
I agree.
We are in the I love the politicians are just saying stuff that they know they can't deliver on part of the election cycle where, and it is, as much as I do like Vivek, he's talking about, he's like, we need to ban social media until they turn 18. I'm like, that's unenforceable. You're not going to be able to do that. And that's the name of the game right now, is telling you that they're going to deliver on all of these promises that we know deep down. Maybe you get like what? They make 10 campaign promises. You get 1 for 10?
Yeah,
2 for 10?
But in this circumstance, let's say Trump says he's going to do all this. He's going to fire people. He's going to charge these people. He was talking to Glenn Beck. Glenn Beck said, do you go after these people? And he's like, well, you have no choice based on what they've been doing. It's really, really simple. If Donald Trump gets elected and does not do it, then he will go to prison for the rest of his life. His supporters will go to prison. They'll start targeting more journalists and lawyers, which they're already doing. So it really is just pick your poison. It either goes one way or the other. There's no middle and there's no off ramp.
Yeah.
Either if Trump gets elected and he goes after these people, starts arresting people, you're going to see arrests. He doesn't, then they continue what they're already doing in arresting Trump supporters, his lawyers. And they don't stop there. Yeah. I mean, trying to take Trump's name off the ballot is one of the most extreme things we have ever seen in this country. The first time, I believe, it's ever been attempted to be used, and they're on attempt number 4.
Right. Extreme. They silenced the president of the United States of America. That's even worse. When they took him off of Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, they silenced a sitting president. So all the stuff that they're doing now, I am not surprised. But we have to play dirty. We have to play the same games that the Democrats are playing. I'm sick of these weak-ass Republicans sitting back talking about, well, we are above that. Bullshit.
We're going to investigate a bunch of stuff and have nothing come out of any of it.
Bull crap. Yeah. Above my ass. We need to, we have to play dirty. Where's Kevin McCarthy at? What is Kevin McCarthy doing? If people were going after Joe Biden and trying to arrest him and Nancy Pelosi, if she was still the Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi would be knocking doors down right now.
Yeah.
She would not be allowing Republicans to go after Joe Biden. She would be punching back. Why are we not doing the same?
They're way more ruthless, and with access to the media, they come out looking better than Republicans every single time.
But I don't think that really matters at this point. I think more so the issue is everybody knows that it's a facade, but everyone's just kind of going along with it.
Yeah.
It's starting to break, though. Like I was mentioning, I mentioned these 4 examples, 2 positive, 2 negative, right? Sound of Freedom and Richmond North of Richmond are huge net positives and cultural victories. And then you have Bud Light and Target as 2 examples of basically Our side of things, which is not it's not left or right. It's constitutional republic, which they call right or whatever. But it could be you could have more liberal opinions. We're winning in terms of freedom, liberty, challenging the woke cult and their narrative control. They're failing. Look at the ADL and the SPLC and the narrative that's come out as of recently. Elon Musk challenges the ADL. Now ban ADL starts trending on Twitter, X, and then what is it? The executive director guy or whatever says that they're a bunch of white supremacists. It doesn't work anymore, dude. You're just spitting into the wind at this point. Nobody cares what you have to say. It doesn't work. We're winning that. So let them try. Their institutional control is failing. This is good news. That's why I'm like, you got to be careful, because these videos of J6ers getting arrested, I think, is intending to provoke a response. And all you got to do right now is really simple. You got to buy pancakes, right?
Yeah.
But I'm not even kidding, right? Supporting the parallel economy, make money for yourself, support companies that believe in your values, get the word out to vote, and vote in large numbers. This is why they're trying to pull Trump's name from the ballot, because they can't win in any standard circumstance.
Adrian Norman's really good about this. When a lot of his posts and the stuff he does with his journalism is he talks a lot about how people push back on the cultural issues online. He's like, yeah, but are you going out to vote?
Right.
Are you going out? Are you actually doing something? There's an old, there's a Sage Francis song from like 2001. He was super anti-war. And he's basically talking about how it's like they complain about the global war but can't overthrow the local joker that they voted for. Everyone wants to complain. Nobody wants to actually go to the ballot box and do something about it.
Man, that bums me out. My experience with most people in my life. When I was younger, I wanted to open, I knew these guys had a little miniature warehouse with a skate ramp in it. And they were like, we all pitch in $100 and it covers the rent. And, we can't afford it on our own, but together. And I was like, dude, we should do this. I go to my friends and everyone said the same thing. You build it and then I'll think about it. And I was like, dude, unless we stand up together right now and definitively state we will do this thing, it will never happen. But that was the attitude of everyone I knew.
Yeah.
And it's similar. I just use it as an example of how we see most things for a long time. You'd say, you've got to get out, go knock on doors, someone else will do it. Let me know when you do it. If I see success, I'll consider it. Nah, we ain't doing that no more. Scott Pressler is out there knocking on doors and doing the hard work. We here at Timcast IRL, maybe we could do more. You can make that argument. But I do a morning show and a night show, 16 hours every day, talking about trying to build influence in telling people to be the change you want to see in the world. For everyone else, it's simple. Spend time sending out mailers, volunteer, do whatever you have to do, register people to vote, and then we win.
Well, what do you say when people say, well, our vote's not gonna count? You got people saying that.
Trump lost by 42,000 votes. So when they come out and they're like, there's no way Joe Biden got 81 million votes. I'm like, dude, yeah, he got 81 million votes because New York and Los Angeles voted in huge numbers because they were locked in their houses.
Yeah.
But there were 3 key swing states where between them, Donald Trump only needed 42,000 votes. That's it. They don't have the same lockdowns anymore. People are pissed off at Joe Biden. His approval rating's in the gutter. If Trump supporters quadruple their efforts, not even, if Trump supporters just stick to their efforts, Joe Biden's vote count is going to go down.
Exactly.
You double your efforts, Trump's going to win by a healthy amount.
Do you think that the reason why we're starting to see all the articles come out again about mask mandates is that they're looking to reinstate any type of lockdowns before the election?
Yes, they're looking to steal the election.
They're doing the
They're cheating.
Yes.
Removing Trump from the ballot is cheating.
They're going to use the mail-in ballots to cheat, but it's not going to work this time because a lot of Americans are not going to stay in their homes. They're not going to put on those masks. And I'm talking about people on both sides are not going to do that. So that's why they want to put President Trump in prison. That's why they want to lock him up, because they can't use COVID to win this time. It's not going to work. Nobody's falling for that. Yeah.
They're already doing it with when it was in 2019, it was Tom Hanks was the first celebrity to get COVID, and they're like, oh my God, if a celebrity can get COVID, then I suppose I can. They're already doing this again, where they're because I cover pop culture and news like that, so I'm seeing all these articles like celebrity gets this, celebrity gets this. So they're already saying like Whoopi Goldberg gets COVID for the 3rd time, and everybody's shocked, but it's because they're already starting to roll out the article propaganda when they start trying to reinstate these things.
Let's do a little tit for tat. We'll jump to the other side now. We have this from the Post Millennial. Special counsel David Weiss expected to deliver Hunter Biden indictment by September 29th. Weiss said Hunter Biden faces firearm-related charges as well as 2 counts of tax fraud. Now, I wonder about these stories because of course we want accountability for corrupt individuals. We know that Joe Biden was involved. This could be a first step that leads to an impeachment of Joe Biden. But I kind of feel like they are going to find a way to give this dude a slap on the wrist, right? So you got a couple stories. One, right now you got January 6ers being given these harsh penalties, years in prison, decades in prison. And Enrique Tarrio wasn't even there. And then you get stories like this. Denver to pay $4.7 million to settle claims that targeted George Floyd protesters. So it's absolutely fascinating.
It's insane.
Yeah. The left goes out and riots across the country, 30 plus dead, and multiple jurisdictions are paying them. I think the total so far was like $100 million. So we may be seeing the charges of Hunter Biden. But as you were just mentioning, yeah, where's Kevin McCarthy? Where are the Republicans?
Where is he at?
Where's any
Kevin
of them?
McCarthy?
They never do anything. It is the most frustrating part of it, right? When you pay that close attention and you're wondering why is it that it seems like they're constantly, like Democrats, the left, they make territory. They get good territory all the time. They're always able to do that. But for some reason, the Republicans never do it because the Republicans are just Democrats going the speed limit, if not slower, because they don't actually want to make any changes.
And the Republican Party is divided. If you look at the Democrats, some of them probably don't like Joe Biden, but you will never know. They're not going to speak out against Joe. They're all going to act like they're on the same page. You know, Joe Biden's a good president. Now here you got the Republicans divided. You got half of them attacking Trump, half of them saying let's stand behind Trump, when we need all of them to be standing behind. And even when Trump was the president, the Republican Party was divided.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep.
Was there numbers on the amount? I think we covered this at some point, right? There was numbers on the amount of people that said if they had known about the Hunter Biden laptop scandal before the election,
It's like 7 to 8%.
7 to 8%. Like I was talking to someone recently, said they don't even think that they think that the Republicans or them going after Hunter Biden's a losing plan anyways. Like they don't feel like it actually moves the needle enough to make it worth it, other than if you're actually acting on principle and doing it because you actually want to prosecute somebody that's committing a crime.
I don't completely disagree. Yeah. I think that going after Hunter Biden is not necessarily an election issue. It's an accountability issue, but it does lead to the business dealings of Joe Biden, who is now, it's being reported, using aliases to communicate with Hunter to give him privy information because he was using Hunter as a proxy to conduct a business while as VP. And this is part of the news that's coming out, which could be the Hunter Biden indictments could be the lead up to the impeachment of Joe Biden. It'll give them more authority. We'll see what happens. I really don't want to give the Republicans the benefit of the doubt. I don't believe they'll do things. Part of me says maybe they're going to slow roll it until the election year. You'd rather have an October surprise than a year early October announcement. That's not a surprise for anybody. You give them a year in advance to deal with. And that's an eternity in an election. You want to come out with the damaging information right as early voting starts. Then people don't vote and have an impact. So maybe that's when they try and do it. I don't know.
Will it even matter anyways? Because the media will just suppress it.
But we are the media, right? And so looking at CNN's ratings in the trash can, and now Fox News' ratings are in the trash can, it's actually going to be the likes of Joe Rogan, Russell Brand, Patrick Bet-David, Timcast IRL, Jimmy Dore. More and more people are consuming information through these platforms, which is exactly why, for instance, Bud Light sees a massive derailing of their stock value. Look, the younger generation grew up consuming media in this way. I don't think any show ever reaches the level of Tucker Carlson. Back, 10, 20 years ago, you had very few channels, so everybody watched very similar things. There's pros and there's cons to that. The benefit is that most people, or I should say there is a benefit in people being on the same page in terms of facts if the facts being given out are correct. But then you end up with intelligence agency influence and lies, and then everyone believes lies. The internet allows people to challenge the machine, fact check, prove it, provide evidence, check sources. Now, there's a net negative in that sense that, like a show like this, like Tucker Carlson was getting 3 to 5 million every night. Yeah. I don't think anyone ever gets that big ever again, right? We get like a tenth of that. And to be fair, the majority of those viewers are older because they were used to watching these older networks. Mm-hmm. But now that you have a diversified group of citizens getting, different, like the correct information, but from different perspectives, like all the podcasts I mentioned, It's hard to break that. It's hard to lie to a group of people that have all these different sources because you can't mockingbird this. It's easy when you got four networks and the CIA or the FBI or whatever, they say, look, for national security reasons, don't report this story. And they all agree. When it came to the NSA files, this was the Snowden stuff. You have, I think there's a bunch of different whistleblower examples. And you have, what movie was it? I think the Julian Assange one. These news outlets are like, what do we do with these releases? We have to be careful. Let's ask the US government about it. That don't matter anymore. Because now if intelligence agencies want to try and pull a mockingbird, good luck reaching out to 10,000 podcasts. You can't do it.
What they'll do, the next generation of mockingbird is they'll deep fake someone that's respected like Patrick Bet-David. They'll deep fake him saying something that isn't true. So it's like a reverse mockingbird.
Well,
instead of trying to give you the false information, they're going to trick you into believing it.
They'll try and
then it'll also defame.
They can't do that.
Bet-David.
They can try and defame someone like, any one of these podcast hosts. But Patrick Bet-David's audience trusts him. They know him. He'll come out and say, that's not true, guys. And people are going to believe him. They could try to create a fake channel where they come out with a prop personality, but they're not going to get enough reach. What they could do is they can go to the parent platform. Let's say there's a large social network called like your
Place. Your
TV.
Place. Oh, your TV. Okay.
Your TV. And on your TV, they create rules that defy logic, that go against doctors and medical science, but adhere to political instructions. And then they ban anyone who goes against it. That's the best they can do. The only problem is the market will solve for this. Then you're going to end up with, I don't know, there'll be some alternative called like Fumble or something that will actually shout out to Rumble. Rumble emerges and then outright says, not only are you allowed your free speech, but we will create an ad network to support you. And they're getting there. I'll give you guys some interesting information. The live show is here on YouTube, but we put all our clips and everything on Rumble as if it's any other platform. And we get, on my morning show, I get like 30,000 views on average. I get about 180 to 200, depending on the video on YouTube. And I'm getting about 30,000 on Rumble. Timcast IRL clips actually are rivaled on Rumble. This is the fascinating thing. We might put up a clip on YouTube from this show that gets 200,000. Every so often, we'll have a big clip like that. And then periodically, we'll get 50 to maybe 90. On Rumble, we get 50 to 100,000 views on these clips. Rumble is stripping away market value from YouTube, and YouTube too stupid to realize it.
Yeah, they are. Good. Yeah, so I have a new podcast. It's called the Terrence K. Williams Podcast. It took me a long time to come up with that name. But now this is embarrassing. But the podcast is new, and the average episode gets 5,000 views on YouTube. I posted an episode with me and Dean Kane on Rumble. It got 100,000 views. I'm like, what in the world?
Well,
Superman.
First, Rumble's audience are many of the refugees from these platforms. So you will find people who are more into politics. You're going to have there's going to be a huge market share, a huge advantage there. But with Rumble getting into sports, I was watching a skate video. Skateboarding. Listen to this, because most of you probably, I don't care about skateboarding. No. Pro skateboarders and the private skate park, to all of their 16, 17-year-old viewers, Rumble Sports on the wall. And I'm like, that's it.
Rumble Sports sounds good.
Yep. Rumble Sports, mainstream branding in mainstream pop culture that kids are going to watch. And when they go to Rumble to watch their sports and video games, they got Terrence Williams right there.
Yep.
You know what Trump does need to do, though? If we're talking mainstream, he needs to just like wine and dine the ladies from The View. Because he really does struggle with, if we're talking like suburban women, he's not the most liked person. He needs to just wine and dine the ladies from The View and really get them to turn around.
He's been on
that.
The View.
Do you think he could?
Do you remember when he was on The View and he was asked to run for president?
Oh, yeah.
I think Roseanne asked him.
They used to.
It was Roseanne and Trump on
in the 90s. I mean, there was stuff going back to the
yeah.
90s of Oprah asking him when he was going to run for president.
But I have to fact check you. The women on The View, those ladies, they are not suburban women. Those are dumb women.
Yeah, but they speak to suburban women. Their audience is suburban women at home.
Oh, the other day when Joy Behar was like, "It's back," I was like, "Oh,
so cringe."
Yeah.
But Whoopi won't be here.
Also, like they're 27. They're in their 27th season, which is insane. But why are they not adhering to the writers and actors strike.
But are people
'Cause
really
nobody
watching
writes
The
anything.
View?
They don't even know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Are people really watching The View?
Yes, they affect.
You think so?
Yes, I do. I absolutely believe that they affect the suburban female voting demographics big time. Because they're not like the stats say that men watch YouTube more than women, right? If I remember correctly.
YouTube, yeah.
So if a woman is watching terrestrial television, she's going to be watching something. She's cleaning during the day. Yeah. She's getting her kids' lunches ready. She's watching The View, and she's seeing a bunch of spewed, deep state propaganda being fed back to her, and that's the voting block that's going to end up costing you election. If you can't swing at least some of the female demographic, I don't think that there's much
Their ratings are way down, way down, but they're still getting between like 1.8 to 2 million viewers.
Yeah.
But it cycles through. So one lady watches it, and she goes to her knitting group of women, and they talk about what she talked about in the episode that day, and it permeates more naturally, right? It's not that they all watch it. They also, when you see that stuff, you don't talk about, like, they get clips get posted on social media. There's more than just the live numbers that affect how far someone's reach is on a lot of these platforms. So
yeah, I just don't think there's nothing that Trump can do to satisfy those women.
Not at all.
There's nothing.
But
and if Trump went on their show, the whole show would be a gotcha show.
But you need to consider too,
yeah,
it's not even necessarily about Trump convincing them to vote for him. It's about the Republicans in general convincing Democrats not to support Joe Biden.
Right.
So, and it's funny because the Democrats are going to be like, "Oh, Tim Pool's saying people should not vote." No, I'm saying vote for somebody else.
Yeah.
Vote, like Joe Biden's not going to give you anything. He's just going to keep doing garbled nonsense. War in Europe. You want World War III? Vote for Joe Biden. You want a crippled economy? Vote for Joe Biden. I'm not even going to, I wouldn't even say this. I'm not going to tell you right now to vote for Trump. I'm saying don't vote for Biden. If you want social justice, then you vote for Cornel West, right? He's your leftist progressive guy. You want the establishment to get a stake through its vampiric heart, you vote for Donald Trump. And that's not even a guarantee it actually happens, but it's the best shot you've got.
Do you think Vivek's just too young, too new to actually have a chance at winning the presidency?
Yes, it's winning the presidency is more than just being like playing the game properly. The reality to Vivek is that he would need to make every perfect step, which he is doing with very few mistakes. He would need to make every move perfectly and hit every die roll perfectly.
Yeah, he would need the deep state to prop him up. That's what Obama had. That's why he went from obscurity to fame so fast.
I mean, sure, that would help. I'm not saying that. I'm saying
he doesn't need
there
it.
are certain things you can do in your campaign that you can do right or wrong.
He needs to roll like 320s in a row.
Yes.
That's tough.
Because
no money on that.
Trump has the base. Trump has a great track record with the economy and with a lot of issues that
he's so famous.
Well, he's super famous, but you look at foreign policy, Abraham Accords, you look at the attempts at peace deals outside of that, you look at timeline for withdrawal from Afghanistan, which Joe Biden screwed up. But I mean, mostly for Americans, gas prices were low, the economy was great, then COVID hit. It's hard to blame him just for that because under Biden, you also had COVID. The COVID went from Trump and through Biden. So they both get hit on that point. Trump could have done things a lot better, but Trump's got a track record people like you were saying, you want to see Trump keep doing these things. He getting rid of the TPP, one of the first things he did, bolstering U.S. manufacturing, bringing auto manufacturing back to the Rust Belt. The attempts to secure our border, far from perfect, but heavy efforts being made. People like these things. The best numbers of our lives. Jim Cramer said that. Jim Cramer was always wrong with celebrating how great the economy was. So on that alone, I think Donald Trump is beating out Vivek. Vivek has to get lucky, and there's a lot that would have to happen for him to actually win. So you can be the best guy for the job, and I think Vivek in many ways is, but because of the problems we face in terms of corruption, Vivek may not be the right person. Like he speaks well. He plays politics very well. He's got great policy ideas. He fleshes them out. He addresses a lot of issues we want to see addressed. But there's that fire that I don't know that he actually has that Trump does have because Trump was personally slighted. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't see people rallying behind Vivek.
It's harder.
Yeah, and his name is kind of hard to pronounce too in the beginning.
Everybody gets his name wrong.
Yeah,
it's a challenge for him.
That's not presidential. It's just not.
Should change his name to like
now
Raw Lightning.
Now, what do y'all think of So what do y'all think about Ron DeSantis?
Nah.
If Trump is not the nominee, do you
Nope.
think he can beat Joe Biden?
Yes,
He
I do.
could beat Joe Biden.
I think DeSantis
Do
can
you
beat Joe
think
Biden.
he has a better chance in beating Joe Biden
No.
Then who?
than Trump, than President
No,
Trump?
not if it was
Yeah.
on the board. But I feel
Yeah.
like there's so much back behind the scenes crap against
Dude.
Trump that it's like,
Yeah.
And this one really bums me out because a year ago I've said hands down, no question. But then we got to watch how DeSantis ran his campaign,
Yeah.
and now I'm just like, no. I think DeSantis could beat Biden because he's less unlikable.
Yeah.
Right. He's just kind of there.
Yeah.
But Biden is unlikable. His age is a problem. You've got a quarter of Democrats saying they can't vote for him. He's too old. And then you get Ron DeSantis, who would just be there. And I think that should be enough.
Yeah.
He would effectively be Biden to Biden, right? Joe Biden was the corporeal form Democrats asked for. Nobody really wanted to vote for Biden. They just wanted to vote against Trump. Well, you're going to get a lot of people who would support DeSantis. A lot of people begrudgingly would support DeSantis. And then a lot of people would just blindly be like, he's better than Biden.
Yeah,
Donald Trump, however, would rally people.
he would. Yeah.
So I think DeSantis could have been it. If DeSantis ran the campaign that Vivek is running, he would be ahead of Vivek right now.
do you think that, because I saw Chuck Todd interview Vivek, I think Vivek's he's been on some of like the leftist mass media, legacy media stuff. Is it because they're attempting to split the party in half for the voters so that the Democrats win?
Say that one more time.
Why would they would prop Vivek up and just go like Chuck Todd's really seems to like him and want him on his show and interview him? Like, are they just trying to create a division in the Republican
There's going
Party?
to be a nominee.
I mean, Ron DeSantis is already doing that.
Right.
So
And-
they
and-
so they don't need to use Vivek for it. See his name. I can't even pronounce his damn name.
But
yeah.
Vivek is more likely. I told this to him. I was like, I don't think you're going to win, and I think you're not going to win, right? Like, no one as smart as that guy joins this race being like, I can beat Trump. No, you can't. You cannot defeat Donald Trump in this primary. So Vivek is playing it masterfully. He's supporting Trump while running against him. It's brilliant.
I would love to see him in Trump's cabinet.
He said he
I
didn't
would
wanna-
love
he
to
said
see him in his cabinet.
He said he didn't want to be vice president, though, right?
He did. He told me that.
Yeah, but he has to say that, so we'll see.
He has to say that because he's running for president.
But
So,
hey,
yeah, he just capped
Trump Ramaswamy would be a powerful ticket because
That really would be.
because Vivek is playing the game perfectly, but he's not in a presidential position.
And he's the guy that you don't want, if I'm speaking from the deep state's perspective, who's like afraid they're going to lose their jobs, you don't want Vivek to become the president because he'll fire you. He will terminate your job. So those people are like, yo, we don't, if he's the VP, you will make sure that president stays in power because you do not Vivek stepping in, ending a bunch of the corruption.
It would
Not
be.
that you're all
I'm just
corrupt,
I'm just
saying.
imagining it, and I just know it's never going to play like this. But Trump gets elected, Vivek is the VP, and then they walk into the Oval Office, they sit down. Trump looks up and he goes, "Do it." And then Vivek stands up, buttons his jacket, walks out of the hall, and then makes the phone call, and then they're all fired.
That's the thing. If Vivek did serve as vice president, I think it could be a lot more of a front-facing public role than Pence did. Pence was like behind the scenes, quiet, meek.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
Vivek's a loud guy. Like he loves to talk in front of crowds and stuff, and he can rally the people. He can explain complicated things technically to the American people. He
and
can.
he would serve as an excellent
Translator for Trump's weird, like Trump's
Bingo.
like build a wall, and everyone's like, why? He didn't explain the Chinese are running our fentanyl through the southern border. I thought it was a xenophobic move at first. I thought he hated the Central Americans. I thought he was like, we don't want those people here. It was the drugs. It's the drug cartels running human trafficking. If that had been the message early on, I don't think he would have pissed off all those people.
I think Trump did say that. He said they're bringing drugs into our country.
But it doesn't matter because the media doesn't report on it, and they clip it all out anyways.
but I don't care about the media anymore.
But that's what you do is you find
CNN is getting they're struggling to reach 6-figure audiences.
But back then it mattered.
Oh no, for sure. But today it's just like let the media not report it. I don't care anymore. We put out one clip on this channel and it beats CNN's entire primetime ratings. In the key demo, CNN's getting like 40K. They are not influential with young people anymore.
The way
it's just
that
done.
media has changed the definition into what we're doing right now is we are the media is like frogs in a pot. Like I didn't realize, I could sense in 2006 that it was happening, and I would say we are the media now just to manifest it and make it happen sooner. But like to be in it for 15 years, it's hard to see the change.
But look.
But we are it. This is it.
It's actually really, really simple to understand how these things happen. When I'm younger, I'm looking at CNN, Fox News, ABC, and I'm looking at all these. They're getting millions of views, and I'm like, wow, that's crazy. And then me and all my friends are hanging out doing our thing. That thing that we are doing is it. When we're older and these anchors have all retired, we didn't change what we did. We kept doing the same thing.
Yeah.
So you just inherit it because you're doing it. It wasn't that one day there was like a switch was flicked. No, it's just younger people, even today, right now, with like TikTok and other social media platforms, short form. YouTube, it's why YouTube is rolling out shorts. Like millennials, watch shows like this. Younger people are consuming shorter clips. But
Which is why they're
podcasts are
investing
getting-
in influencers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I want to jump to this story and go back to what we were talking about with political conflict. We have this from Timcast.com. Liberty Safe cites company protocol on decision to provide FBI with access code. Let me slow down. This is about the January 6 cases, for those that aren't familiar. A guy was arrested. He had a Liberty Safe, a gun safe. Liberty was contacted by the FBI, who said, we have a warrant for his premises. So they gave the code to the safe to the FBI. Now, there's a lot of questions that arise from this. How did they have the code to the safe in the first place? Easy. It appears that Liberty has publicly admitted, as a safe company, they have a back door to all of your safes. This means if you own a Liberty safe for your guns, you are compromised. Period. This is not political. This is not, I don't like the company because they betrayed a guy or whatever. Look, I'll tell you this right now. If a company receives a court order to hand over information, I fully expect you to do it. We are a nation of due process and laws. And if a judge signs off on a legitimate warrant or court order saying, you're going to turn this information over, we expect it to happen. When we subpoena the DOJ or whatever, when the Republicans do, in Congress, and they don't do it, we get mad about it. If a court order is given down, we respect it. Now, there's a bunch of questions here. Liberty apparently didn't get a court order. They were shown a warrant for someone else's house and then said, sure, we'll give you the code anyway. That's got a lot of people pissed off. But more importantly, outside of all of the politics, if you purchased a Liberty safe, understand that at any point, for any reason, legal or illegal, someone else has access to your safe and could steal everything you own. And I'll give you a simple scenario. Liberty has a backdoor baked into your safe. That means someone has access to that code. I assume it's likely based on an algorithm pertaining to the serial number of your safe. This is typically how companies generate unique passcodes and backdoors. I don't know that this is exactly how they do it, but we do know they have the code, which means a rogue employee could see an order comes in for a high-end safe worth thousands of dollars, which can hold 50 grand in guns and other equipment, or who knows what, gold. And then tells one of their buddies, hey, here's the address, here's the safe model, and here's the backdoor code. They wait 6 months, monitor your home because they know your address because the guy's got it. Now, I'm not saying Liberty employees are compromised. I'm just saying, why would you risk it? More importantly, anyone could steal the information from Liberty, and now they can break into your safe. This is the craziest thing to come out in terms of one of the craziest stories so far. Liberty Safe issued a statement saying that it's their policy to give access codes to law enforcement if a warrant grants them access to a property. What that means is a court order was not issued to the gun safe manufacturer. They just showed them that they have a warrant for the property. Liberty Safe could have said, when a judge instructs us to hand over the information, we'll do it, but we can't until then. And even if they do, they can say, our lawyer will appeal. This is absolutely insane to find out. This is resulting in a major backlash. I don't know how big Liberty is, but I just want to stress to you guys, if you own a Liberty Safe, you are compromised.
Does the same thing hold true for home alarm systems?
Look, typically, when it comes to, the answer is yes. When it comes to security, we don't expect them to install backdoor access to our systems that we buy. Right. So let me show you this. I have another tweet people are already pointing out. This is Securite Gun Storage. They responded saying, we firmly believe in our customers' right and freedom to control their personal property. Recently, Securite was made aware of and asked to comment on the situation involving the FBI and a well-known safe manufacturer. The FBI requested the access code to the safe of an individual for whom they have a warrant to search their property. The company protocol is to provide these access codes to law enforcement if a warrant grants them access to the property. It is Securite's belief and protocol that the protection of personal property and the Second Amendment rights of American citizens are paramount. Our full line of fast access modular safes are not built with any override systems, giving our customers full control. The freedom and liberty to possess firearms is the right of every American citizen. Securite will always put those same rights of our current and future customers first. That is to say, based on the information before us, if you have a Liberty Safe, you don't know who has the backdoor code. That means more than just you can go into your safe. Maybe you've got your dad's watch, your grandmother's necklace, or maybe you've got a $20,000 brand new, beautiful Barrett of some sort with tons of ammo, and it's yours and it's expensive and you don't want it stolen. Why would you go with the safe company that runs a back door? The interesting thing is, I'm not seeing in the leftist media direct attacks and insults like you normally expect from a story like this. Why? The left has consistently complained about companies creating backdoor access to encryption. So it's going to be very difficult for them to come out and be like, haha, gun nuts are losing their uh-oh. Yeah, we actually don't like that idea either, especially many of these leftists who are pro-gun. Yeah. So if you have a Security safe and the feds or anyone goes to them, they're going to say, look, we don't have access. That is a private safe owned by somebody. You got to figure it out for yourself, man. I have no idea. Liberty's like, don't worry, we installed backdoor access to all of our safes and we'll give it to you if you ask.
Right. I mean, they could have some mad employee to sell the backdoor access to someone. You never know. The fact that they even got that is ridiculous.
Apple didn't turn over information back in 2013, right?
Yep.
I imagine all of them would now.
This is really, really crazy too. If you look at,
I think Apple did turn over some information.
Well, there was a big story where the feds demanded Apple open a phone, and they were like, "No way."
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. That's what I was saying. Leftists are very, very angry about backdoor access because they do creepy stuff. They have activist servers. They don't want the feds seizing. They don't want. So Apple's probably thinking like, if word gets out that we give the feds access to your device, we're gonna lose a lot of money in market share. So just don't do it unless you absolutely have to. Good luck, Liberty Safe, I guess.
This is a big part of the reason why, as a social network, and just in general, you don't want to hold more data than you need because then you become a vulnerability. Like Minds doesn't have, chat keys. We don't have access to the chat at Minds because it's encrypted and it's user to user. Like if you have the keys, then when the FBI comes, you have to give them to the FBI legally. You're expected to do it. It's better not to hold the data. I would say immediately get rid of your Liberty Safe if you've got one to get a new safe that doesn't have a backdoor in it, because that is massive vulnerability. So someone could steal your gun out of there and use it to commit a crime and make it look like you did it.
There's so much wrong with this. I would argue that they are not secure at all if a backdoor is installed. Someone could figure out. Oh, all right, so I don't know exactly how they generate backdoor passcodes. It could be the stupidest thing in the world, where Liberty Safe has a master code for all safes that's identical, which would be insane. For all I know, they're that
1,
dumb.
2, 3, 4.
I mean, they used to do this. Without me naming the system itself, there were very common machines that were available to the public everywhere, and their unlock code was it was like 54321, and they just figured nobody would know how to access the panel to do it. And then on the internet, they were like, hey guys, here's how you can access the control systems for these widely available machines. I'll keep it simple. They were vending machines, but I'm not going to say which ones. And people started changing prices and doing crazy stuff. And it was like they didn't expect it to happen. And then after people caught on, they said, guys, change the default code on these machines. But as Ian was pointing out, imagine somebody... Let's imagine two scenarios. One, Liberty uses a default master code. It's 16 digits and it can open any safe. Okay, you're compromised beyond belief. Anyone can just go in and do this. Now, imagine they don't do that, but what a lot of companies do, let's say routers, the router will have a serial number. They have an algorithm which creates a passcode based on the serial number of the router. If you don't know the algorithm, you don't get the password. However, activists in Spain took a whole bunch of passwords they knew and a whole bunch of serial numbers and then ran it basically through an algorithm to determine what the encryption was. And from that point on, when I was in Spain, they had an app for this that they made, we're sharing. You could, if the default name of the device was still available, and it would say like, mobile router 78391A62, it would instantly generate the passcode based on the default name of the router. The same thing could be true for Liberty Safes. Someone could break into the house with an app, type in the serial number, and then it auto-generates the backdoor access key. These things are worthless hunks of garbage. I think there should be a massive lawsuit. I think there should be a class action suit. I think anybody who has one of these things should get a refund on it. I don't know. It's crazy to hear this, and they're saying it's their policy. If you bought this and they didn't disclose that there's actually backdoor access, they robbed you.
Yeah.
Oh, I imagine. Like,
Now, do every company like this have to, do they have to inform you that they have backdoor access?
I don't think so. I mean, buyer beware. If you
Yeah.
you know, right? Like if you sell a product, there are some things you have to disclose and some things you don't. You know, in California, if you're selling food, you got to say it's got carcinogens in it, but some
Yeah.
things you don't have to. You know,
Well, maybe this should be something that people have to do, that these companies have to do.
you'll need a federal law for that. Good luck getting that passed.
Yeah.
That's tough. The federal
Yeah.
government is sludge.
It's a good point.
Yeah.
If they didn't know they were getting sold a machine with a back door, that's scandalous.
Yeah. And I think the FBI already knew before they even called what is it called again?
Liberty Safe?
Yeah, Liberty Safe. They already knew. The FBI already knew, or they wouldn't have called them.
Exactly.
Fed safe.
They knew.
Consider this: the fact that the FBI contacted them and said, "Can you give us the backdoor key?" They knew the
Exactly.
backdoor keys exist.
Exactly.
That's crazy, man.
What other
That's
security
absolutely
products
crazy.
do they make? You guys know? Liberty?
I don't know.
'Cause
We'll Google it.
How ubiquitous is this company right now? Gun safes, home
And
safes.
maybe this is something that Trump should. I know you said it's going to be hard, getting something like getting something passed to where these companies have to inform the buyers that they have, backdoor access.
Yo,
But why not let them know? Like, why not? Why should that? Wait, why would the? I mean, why shouldn't they know?
when you move into a house, you change your locks.
Yeah.
You move into a new apartment, you change your locks. Would you buy a deadbolt for your house if the package said, and a random guy you don't know also has a copy of your key?
Hell no.
You'd be like, what?
Hell no.
Get out of here, dude.
Hell no. But at the end of the day, I want to know. I want to know, and I think I should know that.
Yeah, whenever-
because it's my safety. You could have some mad, crazy, insane employee who could, get access to my house. I should know this.
There's
You
like,
know?
you can go to a Home Depot and get a copy of your key made, but who's to say that they didn't just make an extra copy for themselves?
Right. That's true.
It's not a, yeah. That's weird.
That is very true.
Not that they know what your key is for necessarily, but
Well, they have a copy because they made you a copy. So they have the digital print for
Yeah.
it.
But they might not know what it's for. He's saying, right? Like, what's the key for? Even.
yeah, hopefully not.
I mean, I imagine if you're buying something like this, there's some type of manual on how to use it, and it's probably buried in the fine print in the back of the manual that the access would be given up if need be.
Yeah.
If
or
you
some-
forget your code, you can always use 0 zeros, whatever the hell it is.
Some people say, some people say, and after this came out, a lot of people are saying we just don't have privacy at all, really. Like, there's no such thing as real privacy in this country.
Dude, there's satellites that can like track the noise you're making. I don't know the technology exactly, but they said that there's like, they can put like I don't know if it's a radio frequency or something through your walls in your house and then listen to you through your walls. Like, what the? I kind of tend to agree that privacy's gone. Like, I think we can go out in the woods and have a really quiet conversation like this. But who's to say that the satellites aren't picking it up at this point? I don't know. I don't feel like anything's private these days. I got Alexa on and the freaking listening. My phone, if you say, okay, Google, it sparks this stupid thing up.
Don't say it. You just did.
And it's like, how innocuous is that 3 words can trigger millions of devices to go off?
And then it's like your phone says, like, if you would like us to not have access, hit this button. I'm like, I'm sure you're absolutely listening to this. I'm sure you followed the letter of the law.
That should be
100% of the
off
time.
by default. My God, that should be off by default.
Someone super chatted saying that it was a public square company. Let's pull it up.
Yeah, wasn't there a story about like Zuckerberg's
Well,
phone got hacked once and his password was like DADA.
Well, I saw a commercial with Sean Hannity promoting,
The safe company.
the safe company.
Really?
So, yeah. There's a
Wow, this
commercial
is a
out
big
there.
deal.
Yeah.
I mean, they're gonna have to just remove it.
Yeah.
They can't. Let's search it. Liberty, TNT Liberty Safes. I don't think it's the same company, is it?
Different company.
People register their safe
Yeah,
online
no,
with
this is a
Liberty.
different company. This is very much a different company, guys. This is TNT.
Okay.
So that's good to find out, unless I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's a different company. This the other company is let me see. I'm searching for it. The Liberty Safes we're talking about is based out of Utah. This one said TNT. So let's
Does
not
it say where TNT?
Liberty
Yeah,
Safe.
it's different.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's a different company.
So there's more than one Liberty Safe company.
Yeah, this one's just Liberty, and then it says safe, really small underneath it.
Yeah. You're thinking of something different. We do not besmirch the good name of a separate company that did nothing wrong. Look, if Liberty Safes comes out and says we're abandoning this policy, we are revoking all backdoor access, it will be none of our models will have this anymore. I'd be like, okay, awesome, that's fantastic, thank you, and that's it, and then buy their safes.
But in the meantime,
oh, dude,
it ain't safe.
Wow. If you have a Liberty safe, dude, holy crap.
I believe the government has access to everything.
And then by proxy, everyone else does. Like, you can't trust a government agent not to tell your buddy down the street
You can't.
your safe password, so the next time he's over having dinner, he can just go into your bedroom and like, what?
Well, of course, you got to be careful.
Obviously, that's like a string of crazy events, but it's possible.
But look. You've got spare keys to your apartment or your house, and a neighbor has them in case of emergencies. But it's because you trust your neighbor. Like I said, imagine if you went to the hardware store and it said quadruple ultimate level 27 ultra lock, and the key is like this weird long snake thing with all these spikes on it. You can't even understand it. You're like, wow. And it's like, plus, with every order, a key is given to a random guy you've never met. You'd be like, what?
Bill in security has a copy in case you lose yours, and he'll come over and you can totally trust Bill.
Our company has a secret key to all of the locks we sell, and you don't and we're going to give it to whoever we feel like deserves it.
That's so
without a court order.
So a locksmith came to my house. He changed out all the locks in my home, and he was like, "Man, I just got to tell you, I love you. I'm a big fan." And I appreciated that he was a fan, but I was uncomfortable because
you don't want to say anything that makes
this
him
guy
mad.
knows me. Like, he's gonna go. He's like, oh, can't wait to tell my wife and my cousin. And I'm like, oh no. And he's probably gonna tell them.
Locks.
And
But
you know what? And he's probably a good guy, but he's gonna go home. He's gonna tell everybody where I live. So I called another locksmith after him and said, I need all my locks changed again.
The thing about your typical pin and tumble locks, the ones you have, like, what is it? I think it's 5 numbers. So I'm not an expert on this, but my general understanding is that there's the grooves correlate with numbers, and if you know the numbers, you can cut the key. So a locksmith, for instance, when you call a locksmith and then he sticks the key in and then he marks it and he does it again and then he creates a key to open the door, he knows the numbers of your key and can recreate it pretty easily. Yeah. Not to mention, I just got to be honest, you guys, the lock on your door, if you really think that's keeping anybody out, like, obviously, for one, someone could kick a door in very easily.
Very true.
But there's things called bump keys, which are basically filed down to the lowest point, and you just tap it in and turn it. It pops right open. There's also rakes, and locksmiths tend to use like I think it's called a rake gun. Mm-hmm. It's just a device you stick in, and you pull it, and it jiggles the pins until it pops open. Really easy to get access to.
That's why you need a gun.
You got to defend yourself.
That's why you need a gun.
Let's jump to this story from the Daily Mail. We're going to talk about that parallel economy. Bill Gates bets on Bud Light's comeback as tech mogul buys 1.7 million shares of disgraced brand's parent company. It's so serious that the Daily Mail put 3 L's in million after the Dylan Mulvaney partnership. The Microsoft founder acquired the Bud Light shares via his Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation trust during the second quarter of this year. The shares hold a market value of approximately $95 million, reports TipRanks. My friends, we stand before us a great opportunity. If we convince everyone not to drink Bud Light and double down on the boycott, not only will you teach a woke corporation a lesson, a corporation that keeps doubling down on this messaging despite the backlash, you will take money away from Bill Gates. The shares that he purchased will go down in value, and he will lose money. Granted, it's only $95 million, and if this drops by a couple bucks, he's going to go down to like 90. He's not really going to blink. The dude's worth $100+ billion, but whatever. One can dream.
It's a victory for you, not a loss for him.
But this is it. Obviously, I'm not surprised to see this from Bill Gates. This, to me, seems more like Bill Gates is trying to save the stock price of Anheuser-Busch.
Yeah.
This purchase is going to stabilize the price to a certain degree, or perhaps even create the perception it's recovering in an attempt to manipulate people who don't care about the culture wars into buying the stocks again or the shares, and then that will cause more people to want to be involved. I say, don't let them do it. Don't let them do it. I'm not going to give you financial advice. I'm just saying, from a cultural perspective, we have to double down on the Bud Light story once again. The fact that Bill Gates just bought a large portion of it is all the more reason to absolutely reject Bud Light as a product.
What percentage did he get out of that? Was
Oh, it's microscopic in terms of Anheuser's, you know, what is it? They say Bud Light shares, but that's probably, AB InBev. Stock prices dropped.
It shares in InBev, not necessarily in Bud Light or in Budweiser.
Yeah, they say Bud Light stock, but
it's-
I'm pretty sure that it's actually shares in Anheuser, which is AB InBev.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we have anything to worry about. A lot of people are still not buying Bud Light.
See if you can get Bud Light to hire the Dasani guy, because nobody buys Dasani water. Then we just get them to lose more money. You buy Dasani water.
Yes.
We found the one person.
I love Dasani water.
Have you ever seen those pictures of like Florida and after a hurricane, like all the water's gone except for the Dasani water is all just sitting there?
Sometimes,
You're the one guy.
Yes,
Well, they like
I
put
love
weird stuff in it, don't they?
It's good. I like Dasani and I like Aquafina. I buy both of them. I buy one pack of Dasani, one pack of Aquafina.
Well, but let's talk about this parallel economy, right? So outside of what Bill Gates may want to do, you've got Conservative Dad's ultra right beer. This is Seth Weathers. We've got a bunch of his beer. We ordered it. It's good stuff, and they're doing sales by the truckload. It's crazy. Apparently, they're doing ridiculously well. You take a look at the failures of these companies when they get woke and go broke, and in this story, we have the amazing story of a young man who had one dream, and that was to sell pancakes. That man sits before us today.
That was my American dream. All I ever wanted was freedom and pancakes.
So let's talk about your pancakes, though, because this is a big component of building this parallel economy. I want to say, I was personally deeply offended when they took Aunt Jemima away, because when I was little, we had Aunt Jemima all the time. I'd go downstairs, I'd grab the box, I would never follow the instructions. I would just pour the mix into the cup. I'd mix it with a little bit of milk or something, and then just throw it in the pan with too much butter, so it got fried and ridiculous and delicious. And then I grew up on that, and like we're not racist. My family, we liked the brand. We had Aunt Jemima syrup, and then one day they decided it was not okay for anybody to smile and look up to an iconic figure on a product that was black. Uncle Ben, Aunt Jemima, and Mrs. Butterworth was not even black. They took anyone who was black off of products.
Land O'Lakes lady as
There
well.
was a guy on cream of wheat too. It's a black guy on the cream of wheat.
That stuff was good.
They took him off the box. They took him off of his product also. What is that guy's name on the cream of wheat?
Oh, that guy was awesome.
Yeah.
Frank
They got rid
L.
of him.
White.
Yeah, they took this guy off the box also.
But
like I said earlier, it's insane because these same people who were upset that a black face was on a food box are the same people who say black people need more representation. But if you go into the grocery store now, you don't see any black people on any food boxes at all.
But Mr. Clean,
this
the
is
Quaker Oat guy-
reverse racism. But then you left the white guy up
literal
there.
racism. You got Chef Boyardee.
Yeah.
He's still there. The Quaker Oats guy, he's still there.
Quaker Oats is happy as he's happy.
Yeah.
He is happy
As a
as hell.
pagan.
He's happy as hell. He like hell yeah.
That's a religious thing too. He's a Quaker.
Yeah, and
This is what bothered me is that, like, imagine you go to a restaurant every day, and there, like, you go for breakfast before work, and there's Aunt Jemima making your pancakes, smiling. She's a good friend. She's always there. You know that when you're having a rough day, you show up and she's got a smile on her face and delicious pancakes. And then one day the boss is like, we got rid of her because we can't have a black person working here. It's racist. That's basically what they did to the
That's basically
iconic
what it
images
is,
of these
yeah.
of these characters.
I just don't how were you losing sleep at night because this black woman was on a pancake box? Like, who was sitting up at night rolling over in bed, can't sleep, and they that's bothering you?
Well, check it out. The family got mad.
Yes,
Because they were getting paid, I guess.
Oh no.
Because multiple women have portrayed Aunt
Yeah.
Jemima in history, and that's
this is the craziest thing I heard. They said, they're claiming that Aunt Jemima is like some slave figure.
Yeah.
And they're saying that white people get a kick out of this black woman making them pancakes. It's like she's like a house slave in the home of in the home of white people. So they really didn't want white people having this black character on a food box in their cabinet.
it's the
Was
same.
she a slave?
No, she
No.
was not a slave, but they
She's a
said
paid
she's
spokesperson.
But they're saying that she is like a slave figure, like a house slave. So that's what they were trying to claim. But it's ridiculous. I have not met one person who wanted this woman off of the box. I want to meet the people.
Yeah.
I want to meet these people.
I want to meet Jemima herself.
And then you went and put yourself on.
Then exactly. And listen, like Aunt Jemima, anytime that I had Aunt Jemima, I was extremely happy. And and I was introduced to Aunt Jemima when I was growing up. When I was growing up in foster care, one of my foster homes, all they bought was Aunt Jemima pancakes. So I was introduced to her, and I just fell in love with that mix. So and every time I see that box, it brings back memories from childhood. And then they took it away. So I was like, what in the hell?
You should see if the company will sell you the trademark.
The thing about
they would never do that.
They've abandoned it. You might be able to just take it.
That's like you were talking about with the logo for independent.
Yeah, so we've got
they are still using it. They're not using her face, but they're using the name on the new box.
It's Pearl Milling Company now.
No, they're using. No, if you see the box at the very bottom, it says formerly Aunt Jemima.
Yes.
Aunt Jemima, same taste as Aunt Jemima. So they're still using.
But
they're still using the name.
Wrong, man.
But you still might have a legal challenge to the trademark because they've changed it. So we have this right here. This is Timcast Skateboard Company, which I announced several months ago, and Independent has no challenge. This symbol right here is. It used to be the Independent Skateboard Trucks logo, and they abandoned it because people said it looks like a German Iron Cross or something, and it's racist or whatever. So they apologized. No, we're not racist. They got rid of that logo, and so I said, okay, then it's abandoned IP. Yeah. It's now public domain. I'm using it. So
I could try. And one thing that all Americans, most of us have in common: white people, black people, Hispanics. All Americans, most Americans love pancakes. And if they don't love pancakes, they love waffles. And that's one thing that will bring people together is food.
Pancakes, waffles, or French toast for you?
Pancakes.
Pancakes.
Do you use different kinds of flour?
Do I use different kind of
flour? Do you ever mess with
I do not have almond flour, but I am coming out with a vegan mix.
How's that work? What's the ingredients?
No buttermilk?
It's going to be vanilla bean. And then I have a keto mix that'll come out soon. And also I have gluten-free at the moment.
Oh, what's the gluten-free?
The gluten-free?
How do you make it? Yeah.
Man, it's so many different ingredients. But yeah, I I need to read all the ingredients.
Yeah. I wonder what the flour is.
Yeah. But it's and then I have like different flavors. I have like blueberry, apple cinnamon bun.
Oh wow.
Chocolate chip.
What was the other one?
Chocolate chip. So I have chocolate chip and sweet potato mix, pumpkin spice. I have a whole bunch of different mixes, but I need to find out. The gluten-free stuff is gluten-free certified, so anything I say on here, I have to get it right.
Yeah,
because they'll be breathing down my back.
Gluten-free is where it's at.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Well, not sure how I feel about that pumpkin spice one, but the rest of it,
Yeah.
You're in what do you say, 38 stores?
Yeah, so I'm in the Sedano supermarket. It's in South Florida.
How do we get Cousin T's nationwide in every supermarket?
Oh man, getting these. So many of the grocery stores are so woke, and and this is the tough thing here. So Cousin T's, now people can get it on cousintees.com right now. So I ship everywhere, but I'm a small business, and what it costs me to make my pancake mix. The big brands are selling it there's the price that they're selling it at is the price that I'm buying it at, because they buy millions of boxes to drive their costs down. I don't have the money to do that. Right. So in the grocery stores, they like to mark up the products 30 to 40%.
Yep.
Well, my product is already expensive.
Small batch premium.
Yeah, compared to, and it's a gourmet product too, so it is more expensive compared to the bigger brands. So if you put my stuff on the shelf, it's going to be way more expensive because the grocery stores mark it up 30 or 40%. So that's what I'm dealing with too. And also, Walmart is so woke, Target is woke, And they, like I said, anytime I try to get into these stores, they most likely they look at my social media account. They say, no, we can't take it. They don't return my emails. They don't return my
Have
calls.
you thought of calling them racist?
In all seriousness,
Yeah.
you just need people to go to the manager of the store and be like, "Do you guys carry cousin teas?" And if they're like, "No," be like, "Are you ever gonna get it in?" I love that stuff. And then eventually stores will be like,
True.
Yeah.
Call your local grocery store and request it.
Yeah, and and people have done that, and then I have trolls who call Sedano's who have called Sedano's telling them to take me off the shelf, calling me Terrence is an insurrectionist, and Terrence is he's racist, and he's this and he's that, and they have attempted to try to get me booted out of that store, but thank God that they haven't paid that any mind at all. So and Sedano's is a Cuban, it's a Cuban chain, and I really appreciate my Cubans. But I would love to be everywhere else.
We filmed a commercial earlier.
Yeah, we did. Yeah,
Cast Brew and Cousin Teas.
Yeah, Cast Brew is some really great coffee.
Yeah,
some really great coffee.
We have the same issue, right? It's more expensive because we only do like a couple hundred bags at a time, and then it takes like 6 weeks or whatever, or it takes 10. So the bag printing takes a long time because we want the bags to be like good. We want the product to be good, made in America and all that stuff. And I'd love to get to the point where we could drive costs down by buying millions upon millions, but we'll get there. We're not in any stores. We just have the online store. We're launching our own coffee shop, which should be open in a couple of months. But this is what matters. Let the woke companies get woke, go broke. It may be more difficult, but that's the point. If it was easy, it would just be the way. That's the saying, right?
Right.
We don't take shortcuts. If Cousin Teas becomes big and takes over, then you've got a company like Aunt Jemima, which used to be a staple. I'd go to the corner store down the street, and that's all they had. If you're buying pancake mix, it's that. Or you could buy Bisquick, but you got to add stuff to Bisquick. Aunt Jemima was ready to go out of the box. As a little kid, I can just mix it with water and I got pancakes. Well, let them be woke and we won't buy from them. I'm not saying everybody can do this. And this is why I like when you sent us a care package, a lot of people ask me about the Cousin Teas original syrup. And it says no high fructose corn syrup. But immediately I had someone say, but that's not real maple syrup. And I'm like, well, dude, do you think the average family is going to drop $20 on pure refrigerated perishable maple syrup?
Exactly.
Or do they want something closer to what they can afford to buy, which is the lower cost, but you also
have pure maple syrup. I also sell
exactly.
It. I sell both. I give people the option because some people cannot afford pure maple. That pure maple costs me a lot of money.
It's like $20 when you buy it in those glass bottles.
Yes,
but also there's no high fructose corn syrup in your original syrup.
Yeah, exactly. And the original syrup is very delicious, but everybody can't afford a $16-20 bottle of pure maple syrup. So I offer the original syrup, and then people like, oh well, it's not real. Okay, then go. I also have the real syrup too.
Right.
So what you're gonna complain about now? But I do think we have to start supporting these non-woke companies like Cass Crew Coffee, Cousin Teas, Cass Brew. I'm
Cass
sorry.
Crew is a pretty cool name.
I say Cass Crew. Yeah.
That's still cool, dude.
Yeah. Yep. We really have to. So that's what I'm doing. Like I found a company on Public Square. I'm coming out with jellies.
Are you on Public Square?
Yes, I'm on Public Square, and I saw a company that so I'm coming out with some jellies and jams, and I saw a company, I think it's called Laurel's Butter. And she sell all kind of like peanut butter and like the butter's all different, like almond butter, peanut butter, butter made with sunflower seeds and all different kind of flavors, like pancake flavor, butter. I mean, some really great stuff. So instead of me, coming out with my own butter, I said, you know what I'm gonna do? I reached out to that company and said, I want to do a collaboration. I want to do a collaboration. We can sell our items together. I'm gonna try your product, and if I think it's great, then I will help you out, and that's what I'm gonna do. And if I get a call to the grocery store, like if I get a meeting at some grocery store chain, and you know what I'm gonna do? If there's a great company that I think that is a great fit, so there's this company called Laurel's Butter, a company called Cass Brew Coffee. They have some really great coffee. Can I bring in the samples? Because we all we all work together so I can bring
You
it
got
all.
gluten-free
yeah,
here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
How
gotta buy
bad
some
was
of
the
that.
how bad was the pushback?
But that's what we have to do, you know?
How bad was the pushback when you said people were calling?
When I came out with the pancake mix, okay, it was since I've done comedy, some people thought it was a joke. They thought it was a parody. But and that's what I was low key afraid of, is that some people may not take it serious because they think it's a joke, but it end up blowing up and people love it. But then I had haters calling it Uncle Tom cakes, coon cakes.
Wow.
Yeah, and saying, "Oh, you are a disgrace. Oh, you're a copycat. Oh, Aunt Jemima should sue you. Look at your smile. You're smiling like her. That's copyright infringement." I'm like, what are y'all talking about?
You're smiling like Aunt Jemima.
Yeah, exactly. It's a copyright infringement. I own this is my smile. God gave me this smile. Like what are you talking about? But yeah, I got a lot of pushback, and a lot of people were talking crap about it, trying to put out and that's what they do too. They go to the reviews and put fake reviews. Yeah. They leave fake reviews, but if I was a liberal, this is the crazy thing. If I was a black liberal, those same black people and those same liberals, they would be this is black excellence. Oh, this is black excellence. Terrence come from foster care, and now he has his own food company. I would be on MSNBC, CNN. I would be on The View. I would be on Good Morning America. This is the greatest success story. This Terrence group in foster care, and he, for the first 15 years of his life, and he has his own pancake company, and they would have been doing all of that. But since I am a conservative, a Trump supporter, my story doesn't matter. Terrence is trash. Terrence is a sellout. He's selling out his community, and he's whitewashed. And I just think it's bogus, because y'all claim y'all always talking about, black people need more opportunities in America. That's all I hear. Black people need more opportunities. The white man need to give they need to give black people a chance. Here I am, black. I'm black. Like this is I'm black. Blackity black. And those same people don't support me because I think differently.
You think have you ever considered?
So it's hypocrites.
Like being apolitical to sell more products, or is that just
hell no, and no, not at all. Before I even came out and said I was going to support Trump, I told one of my family members, I was talking about me blowing up on social media. People have been asking me who am I going to vote for? And I said, President Trump. No, I said Trump at the time because he wasn't the president. I said Trump. They said, hell no, do not do that. Because you want to be a comedian, you want to be an actor, you will never make it in Hollywood if you come out supporting him, because people don't like him. They think he's racist. They think he's racist. And I was laying in bed thinking, you know what? It didn't feel right for me to hold back and not share. I am so opinionated, and for me to suppress my opinion and to pretend to be something that I'm not, pretend to believe in something that I don't believe in, it just didn't sit right with me. It didn't feel right. So I said, forget it. I support President Trump, and I am aware. I was aware before I said that guess what? I may not be allowed in Hollywood if I ever want to be a comedian, if I ever want to be an actor. I won't get the gig, but I don't care because I feel good. I was able to say what I wanted to say. I feel free. I feel free when I'm able to express my opinion, and I don't give a damn what people say anymore. I don't care. And I was surprised in the beginning, because a lot of my friends attacked me. I had family members calling me, joking around at Thanksgiving, Uncle Tom, coon, and I'm giving them the side eye, shut the F up. Come on, do not start with me. I'm not bringing up Trump. I'm not bringing up politics. So don't you bring it up. But I was taken back by so many people that I grew up with, that I went to school with, attacking me, telling me I bet not show up to the class reunion or I'm gonna get my ass beat. If they ever see me in Oklahoma again, because I'm from Oklahoma City, but I live in Texas now. If I ever see you in Oklahoma again, we gonna shoot you, or we gonna beat you up. We gonna slap the crap out of you. I'm like, wow, these are people that I broke bread with. These are people that I invited to my house, to my apartment. You know, these are people that I gave money to, because the little money that I had, you know, making $20,000 or $30,000 a year, being a line cook, and, you know, these are people that I helped when I didn't even have the money to help people, and all of a sudden I'm a bad guy. I'm this horrible whitewash coon, Uncle Tom. So I said, but you know what? I didn't let that hold me back, and I kept going at it. I didn't give a damn.
Did you, any of those, your friends that kind of turned on you? I don't know how you describe it. I assume it was in text that they...
Yeah, text message.
Did they... Because you worked through it with anybody?
We were not going to be face to face. You threatening me. I'm not facing you face to face.
You get a chance to work through with any of those guys or people?
No, not at all. Not at all. Once you call me a name, or Uncle Tom, a coon, you call me a sellout, there's no working it out with me. I'm not going to explain myself to you. And I'm not going to apologize for thinking differently. I'm not going to apologize for voting for some individual. I'm not going to do that. So no, I'm not working it out, and I don't reach out to them. Now, I had a sibling, one of my siblings, I've been working it out with him, but I have been keeping distance from him. But, you know, and throughout the years since 2016, if I don't give him money, because they think I'm just some multi-millionaire because I have hundreds and thousands of millions of followers or whatever. But if I don't give them money or whatever, one of my siblings, he called me Uncle Tom, coon, and you a bitch, and you a whitewash, you ain't nothing but a sellout. You know, I just ignore that. But since we are siblings, you know, I set them straight. Listen, like, stop texting me, you know, like, but we go
crabs in a barrel.
Yeah,
man.
Exactly. But yeah, at the end of the day, I'm not letting anybody bully me. Like, you are not about to bully me. Call me what you want. I don't give a damn. I got thick skin, and it is what it is.
Are you in Austin?
I used to live in Austin.
Oh yeah.
But I live in Houston now.
Do you ever work at the Mothership, Rogan's Comedy Club?
No, I haven't. No.
That'd be funny as hell, dude.
I moved before that. Before he opened that up there.
Yeah, I'd like to see your stand up.
Yeah.
Is it online? I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Oh,
it is.
Yeah. Oh, hey, I got the ingredients of the gluten-free mix.
What is it?
I checked it out.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of different kinds of flour. There's corn flour, long grain rice flour, potato starch, and tapioca starch with whole oat flour, and actually whole sorghum flour. Also, sorghum's pretty cool. Yeah.
But the general idea here for everybody's listening is we have to challenge this woke cult economy. It's not easy. It will be hard, but it's going to be worth it. When you look at what happens with Bud Light, and not everybody, 30% of their customers are like, I got no problem not buying your beer, and I'll buy from somebody else. In order for it to happen, there has to be alternatives. With Bud Light, Miller and Coors were readily available. And of course, Miller and Coors are also partially woke in their own way, Miller Coors or whatever. But they did not go as far with Bud Light. Then Bud Light insulted their customers. Cousin T's is an alternative, you know, right?
Exactly.
So don't, if you're buying pancake mix, there's no reason to buy Pearl Milling Company.
Exactly.
These garbage companies that are condescending, insulting. And I wonder if the real reason they did it is
I'm also, you know, and I'm growing slowly, but I'm also expanding the brand. I'm coming out with rice, and I'm putting my blackface on there too.
Yes.
This is they came out to Uncle Ben, but the rice has been difficult because I don't have the money. Some of these rice companies, you got to buy 1 million pounds.
Yeah.
That is the minimum. I'm like, I can't do that.
And then you need distribution.
But yeah, exactly. I need that distribution. But I'm coming out with all kind of food. Like, I'm coming out with different fruit products like oatmeal,
peanut butter,
biscuits, I'm going to collaborate with a public
mentioned
square
that.
company.
Yeah.
Instead of coming out with my own butter, I'm gonna collaborate. I want to start helping other food companies. I don't have to compete with every food company on public square. I want us to come together and help each other. So that's what I'm going to start doing.
Yeah.
You know, instead of spending a bunch of money trying to come out with a new product here and a new product there. I don't have to come out with every single product. You know, I can work with a like-minded company and help them, and we can collaborate and be a family brand.
So
you know
where we start,
Yeah.
maybe it's going to be really difficult to get in these big chain supermarkets, but I'm sure a lot of people listening to the show have small shops, corner stores, cafes, or whatever, even gas stations. The gas station down the street, this is really funny. A month ago, I went in there and they had an original Aunt Jemima box. And I'm like, wow. So I bought it. And that was a while ago. That was like 2 years ago. They got rid of it. So that box has been sitting there for a long time.
Yeah.
But there's no reason that they don't carry Cousin T's instead of Aunt Jemima's. It's just an issue of people listening to the show knowing and then deciding to reach out to you and then say, like, give us a wholesale price and then we'll sell it at our store. And that's how we do it. We've got people hitting us up for Cast Brew Coffee saying, like, can we carry your coffee? Can we get like wholesale pricing? And we're like, done. And my attitude right now is, dude, we'll make it the best deal in the world for you because we just want to. For us, I'm not disrupting the coffee industry the way you are. Like, you know, Aunt Jemima plays this BS.
Yeah.
You know, and they get rid of Aunt Jemima, they become Pro Milling Company. You come out with your face on it. For us, we're trying to open a physical coffee location so that people can come together, hang out, and then we can build community. And then we can set up
awesome.
a bunch of these chains all over the place. So people who share our views and values and even disagree politically, but respect the truth and the constitutional republic we live in, you know that there's a place you can go to where there's going to be like-minded individuals enjoying a cup of coffee, watching TV or watching a show. We can put TVs on the walls that play Crowder, play Jimmy Dore, play your, like, you know, Terrence Williams comedy stuff can be playing on the TV. That's our goal. So for me, I'm like, building the brand and getting it out there is the most important thing. Granted, the fastest way towards establishing 1,000 locations is making money doing it, but you got to find that happy medium.
Exactly.
Are your website sales crushing?
Cousin T, it's you can go to cousintees.com.
I'm looking at it now. It's Aunt Jemima, or not Aunt Jemima.
So
Pearl Milling.
right now I have over 100,000 customers.
Wow.
Shopify gave me an award.
Whoa.
Yeah, they gave me an award for having 100,000 customers.
Wow.
Yeah. So
How long have you been around for?
I started the company October of 2021.
Wow.
That's when I started selling. The thing is this.
I remember that.
The pancakes are good.
Yeah.
Now, I don't care how much somebody loves you. If your food is not good, they're not going to buy it again. So people come back and buy. But, you know, and a lot of it in the beginning was organic sales. I've been running, you know, ads on Facebook, and these are ads that I make in like at home on my cell phone. But I talk to Rumble because I want to stop spending money with Facebook. I want to stop spending ad money with them because you guys have demonetized me. My account is in the red. I can't do this and I can't do that, but you still take my money to run ads. But I'm so bad that I can't, that my account has been flagged. You know, you got me marked as hate speech, but I'm not that hateful because you're taking my money and you're taking my money so that I can market to the people who follow me. And I just think that's wrong. Like, so I might as well, so I was, you know, I talked to Rumble like, hey, I want to start running ads with Rumble because they're not going to mark my account as hate speech and suppress me.
We got to get some of your Cousin T's for our event in Miami.
Oh, yeah. I saw that with Patrick Bet David.
Yeah, we have a bunch of bags that are being, everyone who comes also gets a bag of products. I don't know exactly what it's going to be, but we're taking samples from different public square companies.
Okay.
And then as an attendee, you get a bag and it's going to have a bunch of stuff in it.
Oh, that's pretty awesome. Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
But we're also selling Cast Brew Coffee there so people can buy it when you're there.
Yeah.
And we have a whole bunch just came in and we should do the same thing with Cousin T's. I don't know if we end up with, you know,
I don't.
hundreds, but if we have like a dozen of them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind giving out some free pancakes, you know.
Oh, well,
Because once they
we'll just buy
try
'em
them,
and sell 'em.
because once they try them, I know they're gonna come back. They are gonna want to buy another box.
Yeah, the ingredients are good.
So I'm very confident, you know.
Compared
Yeah.
to Pearl Milling Company ingredients, which is like bleached flour.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just so much gross.
Yeah, so I have unbleached flour in
Yeah.
mine. Yeah, I have unbleached
What's the
flour.
difference?
Bleach and unbleached is just
It's
more gourmet. It's
like
yeah,
as described. It's bleached or not.
yeah, it's bleached or not.
Bleached,
Exactly. Yeah.
niacinamide, reduced iron thiamine mononitrate.
Well,
These are all in
yummy.
bleached.
Well, but-
bleached
but-
riboflavin.
And the
folic-
pancakes
Some,
are
some
also
of, some of
kosher
those things are just
certified.
vitamins, dude.
Yeah, well, that's what they say. But the thing is
Yeah.
about vitamins, if you eat a fruit and it has a vitamin in it, it's different than isolating the vitamin and adding it on top of a piece of meat and eating it. Your body's going to synthesize it differently. So you can't just shove a bunch of stuff on top of your food and expect that it's.
But you got protein in yours too. I was impressed, like
Yeah.
buttermilk and stuff.
Yeah.
So I tried it for the first time today, and it was
Yeah.
really good.
I was actually going to come out with a protein mix. You know, I paid this great graphic designer to come up with the design. Spent a lot of money on it, but it's the protein mix is going to have to wait. And I did tell a bunch of my customers that it was coming out this year, but unfortunately, I cannot launch it because one box of a buttermilk protein box, a 16-ounce box, is going to cost me almost $5. And then I have to pay a handling fee. I have to pay, a distribution center to pick and pack my. So it's just going to be too expensive for the consumer. So I'm gonna just wait on that, but it will come soon, though. It will come soon.
You're a private company, I would imagine.
Yes,
at this
I'm
stage.
private.
Do you have any intention of taking it public and taking investments and things like that?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And actually, I like what Tim was talking about, opening up a physical location.
Oh, dude.
So I am
Let's do it,
actually,
man.
yeah.
Can we open a Cousin T's breakfast?
most
breakfast.
most definitely. I was just talking to some people about that, opening up a Cousin T shop. Because I'm not going to be begging these woke stores to take me forever.
But I'm not saying a shop. I'm saying
Yeah.
a diner. You come and sit down and
Yeah, I know. But I'm also sell the product in the
Yes.
diner. So people can come in and eat, and they can buy boxes of pancakes.
And so
Yeah.
we gotta do this. And the other thing we're trying to do is Papa Jack's Pizza Shack, which is Jack Posobiec's Pizza Hut nationalism bit.
Oh no, I don't.
He talks about how back in the day Pizza Hut was this family sit down restaurant with a salad bar, and the commercials were like family get-togethers. They'd have parties. You'd get the book it little thing where you'd come and if you do the book report, you can come. And it was now it's like a strip mall, hole in the wall with like 100 square feet where you walk in, order pizza, and leave, or it's delivery. All we see now are these abandoned Pizza Hut buildings, and there's that meme like, no matter what they put there, it's a Pizza Hut. You know what it was, and now it's gone. So I told Jack Posobiec, I'm like, bro, we got to open Papa Jack's Pizza Shack. Like, we got to make it happen. And we could. The only issue is we need someone to do it.
Yeah.
Like, Jack and I are both like, yes, and we're always making jokes, and he was like, the entrance is a big gate.
Yeah.
Pizza gate.
So there is this outspoken celebrity chef named Andrew Gruel.
He's been on the show.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah,
He's
awesome.
awesome.
This guy this guy built up a restaurant and sold it, franchises.
maybe-
he has the
Maybe he can do it.
Andrew Gruel knows what he's doing. And
Let's hit him up.
I have talked to him too. So I think that's somebody that we should talk to is Andrew Gruel. Because he started Slapfish and he built it out, and he sold all these franchises and then I think it's called Slapfish, is it?
I don't know.
It's called Slapfish.
But he taught me how to make
Yeah.
eggs.
Yeah, but
Vinegar.
his Slapfish, he sold it. They are in airports. They have, tons of locations. So I think Andrew Gruel would be a great guy to work with. 'Cause
This
he knows
is,
what he's
we
doing.
should do it.
Slapfish.
Here's what I'm imagining. If we can find a location, like a building that has two fronts, and one we do the Cousin T's breakfast, and one is Papa Jack's Pizza Shack, two birds with one stone.
Yeah.
Everyone's gonna want to go to both. Everyone's
Right.
gonna show up. This is the plan. We got to do this.
Yeah, we should do this. Yeah,
You know
we should do this.
the red cups from
Yeah.
Pizza? I have some.
The old red plastic cups.
I got them on eBay.
A true
Man,
believer.
I remember the salad bar.
Yep.
Man,
Yeah,
decorated
they're
with
good.
kale.
Their crust was always too greasy for me.
But now
compared to Domino's.
Pizza Hut's crust has Splenda in it.
Oh.
It's awful. And I'm like, Splenda in their crust.
Why they put Splenda in it?
Makes it sweet, I guess. And Papa John's is actually really good. Papa John's and Little Caesars, their ingredients are pretty good. But this is what I'm talking about. Family-friendly, family-themed, sit-down pizza restaurant. We got to do it. Cousin T's breakfast.
Yeah, it can be brunch.
Yeah.
Chicken and waffles.
Oh, I mean, it's like, obviously like a full-service
Yeah,
diner,
exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
People would love that. People would love it. And they have that beautiful. Look at that face.
Yeah.
A big sign out there with that big old smiley face.
Shining sunlight right behind
They're
you.
gonna say, "I have to try that.
You look so happy.
I have to go to that place."
We gotta hit up Chef Gruel.
Yeah, Chef Gruel. Yeah,
Because I'm
looking
sure
at
he'd
him
be
now.
down.
he is the guy. He is the
Let's
guy.
do it.
Follow him on Twitter.
He is the guy.
Yeah, he's cool.
Oh, this is gonna be
He
amazing.
has
We gotta
built
do it.
restaurants and sold them, so he knows what he's doing.
CEO, executive chef of Slapfish. That's the company you were
Yep,
talking about earlier.
yep.
Casual seafood restaurant.
And it was a franchise too, right? Yep. And he made it a franchise, and he sold several. And he sold the company and made a lot of money. And he has more restaurants.
This is the way. All right, we'll hit him up.
Yep.
In the meantime, we're going to go to Super Chats. So if you haven't already, would you kindly smash that like button, subscribe to this channel, share the show with your friends if you really do like it, because word of mouth is the best way to help podcasts grow. It's how they all grow. There's no real advertising you can do. It's just you guys, if you like the show, sharing it. But head over to timcast.com, click join us to become a member, and you will get access to the uncensored members only show, which is coming up at about 10 p.m. And as members, you can submit questions and actually call into the show. So we look forward to hearing from you. But let's read your Super Chats. Ben says, did I beat him? Yes, Ben. You were the first Super Chat today. You win a compliment. Good job. Purple says, your boy Luke went in better than Tucker. Asked Larry if he was on Coke live. LMFAO. Cast brew for life. Rip Roberto Jr. Appreciate it, man.
Did the guy say no that he wasn't on Coke?
I didn't see it, but I did see
Nice
Luke
job,
posted
Luke.
the picture where he's holding up the sign saying it was like at the airport.
woman's
I'm not
looking
gonna-
at it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
That's a
repeat
funny
it.
one.
Jay says, in Starfield, I saw the pronouns in character creation, and my first thought was, oh, the modders will deal with that in no time. I don't stream, so no one will know, and thus no soapboxing. The pronoun punks will grow up eventually. So apparently what I was told is the game goes out of its way to create scenarios where your pronouns are used in front of you, which typically doesn't happen in the real world. Like, we're here having a conversation. In what context would I be talking to Ian and talking about Ian and say he instead of just his name or you, because it's second person? Apparently, I was told that they create scenarios where you will be in a conversation, then two people will start talking to each other, and they'll be like, so how did this happen? They'll go, he did it. But it's like, but you're in the conversation. You'd use their name. So it's like they're trying to make pronouns a thing.
Growing up, I was
Yeah.
taught that that's rude. If you're in the room with somebody, you do not use he or she. You use their name.
Right.
Yeah, so
Did you see the Az's rant, Az from Heel vs. Babyface, where he just breaks, he goes on this 2.5 minute rant?
I skimmed it.
Yeah, it was.
He didn't like Starfield?
No, he just didn't like the
Pronouns?
all the major amalgamation of all of these things, just
Yeah,
beating him
but-
down. And he's basically just saying, like, look, it's very modern day, it's very California. And
Have you played Baldur's Gate?
No,
It's worse.
no, it's. You can't get away from it in any form of media. It's like what's going on right now is everyone's like, it's kind of like how you're talking about, whether you're talking about building culture, you can't only watch Daily Wire movies. So
Yeah, exactly.
people say, like, why do you go watch these movies? Why do you go do this stuff? This year, in my opinion, outside of some the crap from Disney, I didn't find most of the movies this year to be all that awful
I've
or
actually
offensive.
noticed there's some really good actors coming up. Like, things are starting to change. I'm starting to see talent. Either it's in me or people really are waking up.
And it doesn't mean that the industry's good or that these companies are companies that you should like, but I'm just saying that the game seemed worse
Yeah.
for a lot of people.
I mean, I went to the movies. I went to go the other day. I went to see
Equalizer
Equalizer
3.
3. But Denzel's a great guy, though.
You have to
I
see-
love Denzel Washington. You
Favorite
know?
actor of all time.
Best actors on
Easily.
earth.
Yeah.
It's
He's
and
a
that
great
one's
guy.
good. That's a good movie too.
Yeah.
Let's read some more. We got Marion Holtzman says, I met Terrence, really nice guy. I also bought his pancake mix. So light and fluffy, they're great. Ooh. I just want to eat a big stack of pancakes right now. All right. Tech Ruse says, I have an old Aunt Jemima bottle I'm just going to refill with Sam's Club Maple as a statement. I'm going to buy some Cousin Teas soon, though. Yeah. Right on.
Thank you.
Is she just out of work? The whoever they used most recently for her face, like, is that family?
That's an old.
Well,
it was a family that were in the
But
state.
if they were they not getting like
they got cut
royalties?
off. They were.
Yeah, they got cut off.
So the more I think about this, and the more you guys have discussed this tonight, I'm like, okay,
They were just
so
trying, they didn't want to pay her.
they used the summer of love as just as an excuse just to fire this family's.
But it doesn't.
stop
It
paying this
doesn't
family.
explain Mrs. Butterworths. It doesn't explain Uncle Ben. It
Land
doesn't.
Lakes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
Land
I love that
O'Lakes,
one. They
yeah.
got rid of the Native American, but they kept the land.
Yep. Classic.
Was Uncle
Typical
Ben
America.
actually a slave?
No, he wasn't. They have an issue, which is weird. I'm telling you now, with these black. Okay, the thing is this: the people who bought Aunt Jemima out and Uncle Ben are their own. They were owned by these big corporations that are ran by white people, and people they're like, well, these white people own these black brands, and I think people are thinking in their heads these white people get a kick out of these black people on these food boxes as if they're cooking for them in their home. It's so stupid.
But also
It's
that
hard.
but also that they're profiting from it.
Yes,
and they're
but
profiting from it. Yeah.
If I woke up in
So
the
they think-
morning,
yeah.
and I smelled delicious pancakes and maple syrup and cinnamon or whatever, and I ran downstairs and Aunt Becky was making pancakes, there's no issue whatsoever that Aunt Becky made me pancakes. But if it's a black woman, all of a sudden now it's racist.
Yeah.
That's racist. Yeah.
Exactly.
That really, really was shockingly offensive to me because, I grew up with just like, it's your friendly Aunt Jemima, your family member who loves you and cares about you and has cooked you pancakes.
Exactly.
And they were like, nah, you're not allowed to have black friends or family members. We're getting rid of that. It's like,
So
what?
many families gathered around a table to eat Aunt Jemima's pancakes, and a lot of people have memories. Like when they see that box, they think of their childhood memories. And yeah.
Now it's Cousin T.
Yeah, and now it's Cousin T's. And Cousin
Now
T's is
people
gonna-
gotta, if
Yeah.
you've got kids, you should buy a box of this and you should wake your kids up in the morning with fresh hot pancakes with butter and syrup, and the Cousin T's box is right there.
And I'll be damned if they try to take my face off. They can't, because they got to get me to do it.
I think that's funny. Like you made the company. It's your company. It's your face. They're mad at you about it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
They're gonna try to buy you out just to shut it down.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Cain Abel says Trump does need to win, but we need more than just him. We need regular people, constitutionalists, to replace the uniparty, run for office, and replace the rhinos and Democrats in every race. Agreed. We need local people running for local office. We need to know who our local reps are.
Tim Pool for Senate?
Never.
That's where I'm like, I agree with the super chat. I don't want to do it, but that's a problem.
Yeah.
I don't want to serve my country as a political officer right now. I just don't want to.
But I do think people should start holding the people in office right now accountable. I see too many people saying stuff like, "Hey, Tim Pool, you should be doing more." Terrence, or J.P. Sears, or David Harris, or Lord, you guys should be doing more. Have that same energy with Kevin McCarthy. He's the one running the show right now. I
know.
Like,
aside, here's the thing too. It's like, you're producing content all the time. You're speaking out all the time, and you launched a company to challenge a woke brand. We produce a show. I do a morning show and a nightly show. Hey, look, man, we're doing a lot. I don't expect anyone else to do anything except the bare minimum, right? That means if you're somebody who's watching and you're thinking, what can I do? Oh, it's really easy. You just got to stop buying Pearl Milling Company pancakes and Bud Light. That's the easiest thing ever. Just buy Cousin T's and Cass Brew, and then you're helping support the work we do, and you're helping us expand. I'll tell you, like, you're talking about all the products you're going to be launching and expanding into. The purpose of what we're doing with Cass Brew is not because we're trying to make a ton of money. It's because we want to replace woke coffee shops that are putting up all the weird Pride Month stuff and just have family, community-oriented small businesses. I'll put it this way. It's like, I'm hoping that Cass Brew will be like Chick-fil-A, but for coffee. Mm-hmm. Chick-fil-A is a franchise, but you're only allowed to own one of them. We don't want a corporation opening 100 franchises, and then you get bad quality and weird corporate policies. No, none of that. The purpose of this is that families can come They know that when they do come here, there's not going to be any weird, creepy, inappropriate stuff. No adult performances for kids. There's never going to be cartoons playing that have weird, creepy stuff like mastectomy scars. You know that if you come in on Saturday morning, when we do our Saturday morning cartoons events, this is what we're doing. I'll tell you this. The plan with this coffee shop and why we want to do it comes from what I called Saturday morning cartoons, and this is inspired by Jack Posobiec. Saturday morning, 7 a.m., the family comes in, they bring their kids, there's a breakfast buffet, the kids watch approved family cartoons like we used to watch with good messaging and none of the weird stuff you're seeing today, like the Blue's Clues mastectomy scars thing. Yeah, and this is for 5-year-olds. It's ridiculous. The parents socialize, they meet each other, they build community with each other, they have breakfast, they break bread, kids meet each other, the kids socialize, you build community in a way that churches used to do. And if people want to go to church, they should keep doing it. But this is for a lot of people who are missing that. And we'll have Cousin T's pancakes when we do it.
Awesome.
I would love.
But this is the goal. I'm hoping that when we launch these coffee shops, not only do you have the busy businesswoman on her way to a business lunch saying, I need to grab a coffee before the meeting, pull up on Google Maps, the coffee shop pops up in a strip mall. She comes into Cask Brew Coffee. She's buying her drink, and on the TV, Steven Crowder's playing. And so she's hearing him play a clip from Joe Biden doing something, and now she knows. Having that physical, cultural penetration. That's what I'm hoping for Cask Brew. That's why we're doing it. So the bare minimum for everybody is watch Sound of Freedom. Listen to Rich Men North of Richmond. Don't buy Bud Light. Shop at, download Public Square. It's the easiest thing in the world to just be like, all I have to do is buy a different thing.
Yeah.
And that's the bare minimum. You can do more. You can register people to vote. You can look up, political initiatives in terms of advocating for policy or volunteering with politicians you believe in or something like that. Yeah, but really the bare minimum is this parallel economy and shifting the cultural narrative and taking the power away from these institutions that are woke and trying to poison the mind of our kids and the next generation.
Start a channel and speak your mind with internet video. It's freaking so powerful and it's relatively cheap.
Or get people to sign up for X. This is the big one. Instead of trying to convince people you're right and arguing about it, say to them, oh, I'm not familiar with that. Are you on X? Can you send it to me? And then when they're like, I'm not, be like, oh, well, sign in and then DM me that video. I didn't see that. Now these people are signing up and they're getting exposed to information they don't get through the corporate press.
Now Elon did mention that very soon you don't even have to have an account. You can send people a link to whatever and they can watch it. You don't even sign. Like he
without
said,
an account.
Without an account, you're gonna have access to see things on X.
Logged out viewership.
Oh, I see.
Logged out viewership.
That makes
Smart
sense.
move.
I mean, if you have the app, you can curate a list of people to follow without signing up for the app.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I always thought it was a greedy tactic when developers were like, no, you have to log in to see anything. And I get the greed. Like, we need people to log in because it improves our numbers outward facing and then we'll get more investment. People take us more seriously. But reality is, I mean, you're going to get 10 times more views logged out.
Let's read some more. Papa Romano says, Terrence, do we have a discount code for tonight? Stepping up your game with that chocolate chip mix. I bought a bunch as Christmas gifts. It was a hit.
Well,
it's getting purchased again either way.
Well, there's actually a discount code on the website right now. So
there's one on Public Square though, right?
Yeah, and there's one on Public Square. You can use discount code cousin20 for 20% off. And there's also a discount code that's on the website. It's still a Labor Day code.
Well, I'll tell you what. It's really easy. Download Public Square, search for Cousin T's, and you will see they have a specific discount code. But I'm not going to say it because I want you to download Public Square. Dude, I love Public Square so much. They're sponsoring our show in Miami. They're awesome dudes, and this is the winningest thing ever. It's all of these brands. I mean, look at this. They got a picture of pancakes right on the front page.
Dude, and he just did it. Seifert, dude, he just was like, it's happening.
Well, the best part about Public Square,
and you can use code USA25. Just go to cousintees.com, and there's a discount code on there. Yeah, so USA25, cousin 20. You can use Public Square 20. Yeah.
I was gonna say the best part about Public Square is, like, forget about the wokeness for a second. Like, I don't know if I'm even connected to any of the brands I'm purchasing at the grocery store. I don't know who owns them. I don't know who started them. I don't know the backstory. Like, it's probably a better idea to actually know the backstory and know that, hey, you're the guy behind Cousin T's brand. It's like, I don't know who's behind Aunt Jemima's. Like, I know she's the face of the product before they changed
anymore.
it, but who started it?
Part of Revelation, man. We're revealing who runs these companies.
That's what apocalypse means. It means revelation, means new knowledge.
That's what's happening.
Let's read some more. Lars says Cornell West sounded like a Biden supporter today on Jimmy Dore. Jimmy never looked so disappointed. Give it a watch.
Brutal.
That's a bummer. Oh man. All right. Patrick Bannon says The View is really only on in jail. That's one of the shows black men and women in jail watch. Not many younger people watch TV anymore. Is that true? About playing, I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest.
Did you see that CNN is trying, that Warner Brothers is thinking about putting CNN push-ups, like push notifications on Max?
Oh God.
Oh, jeez.
Can you imagine you're trying to watch Doctor Who or something, and then there's just some CNN propaganda that just flashes.
Yeah.
across
Nobody
the
wants to
screen?
watch
Man.
CNN. They are forcing that channel onto people.
Yep.
You know, just like at the airports, they kill me with it.
It's gone
CNN
now.
everywhere.
It's off the
gone
airports
now?
now. Yeah.
Oh, thank God. Thank God.
All right, what do we got? Let's see. Keegan Mazzo says, first-time super chatter, long-time viewer. You inspired me to start a Substack. Consider this a job application. An article that I wrote actually sparked a local protest in New Hampshire where the police barred citizens from entering a public library. Wow. Crazy, man. See, that's the influence you can have when you speak out. Mm-hmm. We've got big news coming soon. We're relaunching SCNR, and aka Subverse. So anybody who invested in that, the company has never ceased. It has just been dealing with legal issues. And we'll resume really, really soon. We're constantly working on the background on procedural software and policy, but we're getting ready to relaunch everything, and we're really excited for what's to come. So fear not. And for a lot of people, they're upset. They were like, "Why aren't you saying what's happening with it?" It was a lawsuit. We were literally barred from talking about it. Like, there's nothing I can do, and it's crazy because people are pissed off. They're like, "We invested in this," and it's like, dude. There's literally no response. It's like, you're in a lawsuit. You're not allowed to talk about it. It's like, okay. But good news is it's kicking back up. And we got some really big updates coming soon. And I'm really excited for that. So it's going to be really fun. Marion Holtzman says Liberty Safe just Budweisered themselves. Brendan Dilley talked about it today on his show. Yeah, well, it's unfortunate. I don't even care about the politics of it. It's like there's a backdoor. Baron of Gray Matter says, you guys are ridiculous. Liberty Safe's back panel access is user changeable. You buy the safe, change the default code. It is secure. Come on, use your head. The argument is that the code was changed and they had a backdoor code to the machine. I suppose it's possible that the guy bought it with the default code and never inputted it or never changed or anything, which I really doubt.
Or it sent the new password to the company.
Well, the moral of the story is Liberty Safe shouldn't have gave the FBI access.
Not without a court order.
Not without a court order.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I don't know if he's saying that there's two, like, pads on this safe because he's saying a back panel code. But either way, yeah, your safe company should not have any type of access to. Once you buy it, that's yours to protect your property.
If the argument is that a dude bought a safe and left the default code there, and the company just knew his code, they shouldn't have given it in the first place. They
Right.
should have waited for a court order. But in that regard, then you're dealing with, it's the person at fault. However, it would seem, they said their policy is to give up the codes if there's a warrant. That makes it seem, the Occam's razor is they have a back door to these machines, which is, it's not atypical. It's something companies do. Look at this. Joel McKinney says all safes do this because people die. Is that because people could get locked inside of them or something?
No, I think they mean that the sole owner of the password is going to die one day, and then
you can't. I think that's too
get it
bad.
out. Similar with social media accounts. I wonder because no one has my data for like any of my social media accounts, but I see people. They're like the user has passed away.
If the owner dies, if he didn't write down the codes for his family, he didn't want them to have in the first place.
Bury him with the safe.
Yeah.
Like the
Yeah,
Egyptians.
if you have an old school safe with a combination or a key and you
call
die, no
locksmith.
one knows where it is. Well, that's too bad. I don't see why you create a backdoor.
I can see the safety thing if it's like a huge industrial safe, like for whatever, like the seed vault. That might have a back
Yeah.
door, just in case someone gets trapped in there.
Elijah Butterfield says, I used to work for Liberty Safe down in Payson, Utah. It's in, let's just say, awful company.
Really?
They work their employees and prison workers like robots for low wages. The same day I left was the same day some guy got broken in half because an 800-pound safe fell on him. I always thought he died. Yikes.
Damn, dude. So they use prison labor?
I don't know.
Is that
I
part of
guess.
that guy?
Low key, the people who run the company, they were probably happy to give those codes to the FBI. They were probably happy to see someone get locked up for January 6th. Probably.
More prison labor for them.
Keyword probably.
So weird.
All right. John Jones says, "Hi, Terrence. Just ordered some of your original syrup and pancake mix. Can't wait to try it."
Thank you, John. Thank you.
Right on. Beautiful Bacon says, "I just put in an order for Cousin T's pancake mix and pure maple syrup. Looking forward to a delicious breakfast in my near future. Cheers, Terrence. Keep rocking on, brother." You know what I think we should do
Thank
here?
y'all so much, but y'all gonna have to stop telling Tim this. Tim gonna send me an invoice.
Oh, your stuff, your pancakes mix is selling out on the website.
Y'all, please.
Is it?
Yeah, Cousin T's buttermilk 2-pack is sold out.
Y'all-
and the 4-pack's also sold out.
What?
Get your Cousin T's now.
Well, I'm about to go update it because you know.
Oh, good. Those
yeah.
blueberries are available. That looks good. Blueberry gourmet. And then the 6-pack's still up for 40, but earlier the 4-pack was sold out and the other one wasn't, so it just sold out.
Yeah,
the
that's
2-pack.
because the inventory levels were not updated.
Open it up. So if you did sell out, would you just still take the orders and then just put them on back order?
No, so I have plenty of pancakes, so I know how much was on there, and we're not out.
Oh, good.
It just need to be updated, and I'm doing that right here on my phone.
Nice, dude.
Right here.
Oh, being a business owner is fun.
Everybody, listen. Terrence is challenging you. He claims that you can't sell out his inventory. You got to prove him wrong. Just buy all of his pancakes.
good ingredients,
Hey, look, man. I want Cousin T's to take over. I want to see him in every supermarket. I want these woke corporations to know that when they play dirty games, they win stupid prizes. So if they want to insult us, if they want to lie to us, if they want to manipulate us, we can easily find, through beautiful capitalism, alternatives.
Yep.
Dude, Terrence, do you make the recipes yourself, or do you work with people that are really good at it? And
Yeah, so I work with the manufacturing company out in New York, so they help me come up with the mix.
you tell them, like, I'm looking for a blueberry.
Yeah, I want gourmet. I tried out. Hey, can you help me? You know, I'm not in the lab myself, you know, because I'm not a food scientist.
That'd be
so-
a funny video if you go into the lab.
Yeah, I'm not in the lab myself because I'm not a food scientist.
We're trying to do what I really, really want is an MCT protein powder mix. So after an exercise, I'm getting whey, which is, you know, readily available, bioavailability, high bioavailability, whatever it's called, and MCT for energy. And typically you can get one or the other. The problem we run into is we go to these companies that do sourcing, and all of their general products have awful stuff in them, really nasty stuff. And so we're like, okay, I'm not interested in Splenda or whatever, sucralose in anything I'm eating. I wouldn't sell that.
Yeah.
It's challenging. There's a lot of people who will eat garbage and don't care. And you know, you want to make something that you believe in, that you want, and it's harder to get or it's more expensive. And then it's like, man, some people can't afford it. So that's one of the things holding us back from doing protein is that, we're as a small company, if we do our own formulations, it's expensive, like you were saying.
Yeah, it is.
And if we want to do the like bulk cheaper numbers, then you're getting weird preservatives and Splenda and stuff. And I'm like, can we not do that? And they're like, oh, but then you got to do a proprietary formulation in the lab.
Yeah.
And that's small batch, hard to produce, and very expensive.
And you know what's crazy is, you know, I mean, I've done so much research. Some labs and some manufacturing companies, they will not let you own the ingredients. They will do whatever you want. They'll customize it. They will make whatever recipe you want. But they like to hold on to it, so you keep coming back to them, buying it and buying it. Some of them don't want to do a one-time fee of like $10,000. No. We want Tim to keep buying this powder from us.
Right.
We own the ingredients. Yes, you picked them all out, but we put it together and we want to keep it, you know. But
So they keep the ingredients on site with them?
yeah, basically you don't really, sometimes they don't, some of these manufacturing companies, they don't want you to own it outright.
Here's what we got to do.
You know, yeah.
The recipe too?
Yeah, they want to keep it for themselves. So they keep, because let's say you're selling millions of boxes. They can make more money by you continuing to buying batches from them instead of them taking a one-time fee.
So we're opening
Yeah.
the Cast Brew Coffee Shop, and it should be. We're hoping that maybe by just after Halloween, we're getting delayed because regulations and stuff. Like we got to fix certain things, and then you fix one thing, and they're like, oh wait, you got to fix that thing. But how cool would it be if you've got a Cass Brew Coffee, you got a Cousin T's breakfast shop, and a Papa Jack's Pizza Shack all right there.
Just 24/7, man.
And then we create a strip in a city with all these businesses as the launching pad. It'll be like a tourist attraction, basically.
You know what? It can be done.
We're doing it.
It can be done.
It can be done easily. I mean,
Especially around here.
Nothing is impossible.
we're going to make it happen.
It'd be
Nothing
cool,
is
too, if-
impossible.
since you said it's a franchise, to have like whoever starts the franchise implement the local culture into it somehow. You know, like if in Texas,
Yeah.
maybe the employees wear cowboy hats. And then,
Wow.
that's the first silly thing off the top of my head.
That's stereotypical,
But-
and very offensive to Texans. But continue.
10-gallon hat, man. But but like, it is annoying to go to Starbucks and it's like every single one is the exact same.
I disagree.
You
But-
like that.
I think
Look,
that's
man.
I think that's good because you could have some crazy person who buys a franchise and they don't, and it's just they doing all
Sure,
kind of
sure.
stuff there and you don't like
But
it.
look,
you know?
sure.
Yeah.
We go out, we're driving around, and I'm like, I would like some coffee. I like coffee with heavy cream in it. Starbucks is basically the only place ever that has it. And there's some small cafes, you get lucky. I know that if I go to Starbucks, they're going to have it. I don't like Starbucks as a massive multinational corporation.
Right.
I'd rather support a mom and pop shop. So I'll typically make that choice. Out here, we've got a woke coffee shop and a Starbucks, so I go to Starbucks instead.
Yeah, you're right about the heavy cream because when I was doing keto,
Yeah.
all I put in my
Starbucks.
coffee was heavy cream and some some monk fruit or stevia.
Monk fruit. That's
yeah,
it. Yep,
yeah.
that's what I love. So also, I want to give a shout out to Jocko. Jocko's Molk, best protein powder I've ever had. It's monk fruit sweetened. It's super delicious. There's no garbage in it. I'm super impressed, and a big fan of Jocko. So super cool that he's doing something good and healthy. I'm a big fan. But if you haven't already, my friends, smash that like button. Subscribe to this channel. Share the show with your friends, and become a member by going to timcast.com, clicking join us. The members only uncensored show will be starting up in just a few minutes at timcast.com. You don't want to miss it. You can follow the show at Timcast IRL everywhere. Follow at Timcast News on X. And you can follow me personally at Timcast. Terrence, you want to shout anything else out?
So you can go to cousintees.com and get some pancakes and syrup and use the discount code USA25 is the discount code on the website, or Public Square 20, or and you can go watch my podcast on Rumble, the Terrence K. Williams podcast, and you can watch it on YouTube too. But they may not update you when my podcast come out, but so yeah. Thank y'all so much. Thank you, Tim.
Right on.
All right. Guys, if you want to follow me, you can follow me on Twix. That's better than Twitter or X. Twix and Instagram at Brett Dasovic on both of those platforms. Me and Mary do Pop Culture Crisis Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is noon Pacific. Right here on YouTube. Come hang out with us.
Terrence, you got a book I just found on Cousin T's. You can also purchase it.
Oh yeah, so Tim, I need to actually I'm gonna send all y'all a book. The book is called From the Foster House to the White House, and it's just a book about me going. It's a book about me going through foster care and about everything like that I went through and overcame, and then going to the White House to meet President Trump. Now the book is not political, but it's about the American dream. And the book came out in 2020, but the book is still for sale, and I hope it inspires a lot of foster kids and all Americans all around the world, all around America.
Thanks for making those bomb-ass pancakes earlier, man. That
Yes.
smelled good. Catch you later, brother. Terrence Williams, ladies and gentlemen.
What's up, everybody? You guys can follow me at Kellen PDL. Oh, man, I'm hungry. I need to get some of those pancakes. I'm jealous that you guys got to have them earlier.
I just had a small bite, to be honest.
Still,
It was good.
they look
Maple
good.
syrup.
But yeah, thanks, guys.
All right, everybody. We'll see you all over at timcast.com in a few minutes. Thanks for hanging out.